The Pat McAfee Show.
There will be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we could talk about.
Yes, speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, beautiful people. It is Monday, June 20th, 2022, and I hope your weekend was fantastic. This show starts now.
That's right.
No, show starts now. Yeah, that thing ended last week. We will not carry it into another one. But there is some things that we need to let's ride into. We have big guests today. Shams Charania will be joining us in about 17 minutes. He broke the news that the Kyrie Irving and Brooklyn Nets conversations are at impasse. IMPASSE, which we all had to Google what that meant. I guess they are at a complete standstill because one side won't agree with the other side on something. So is Kyrie going to be going into the open market, and what does that mean? Who knows? We'll ask Shams Charania in about 16 minutes. Darius Butler will join us in the second hour to talk about a lot of things, but most importantly, Bart Scott's comments about Peyton Manning being much more scary to defend than Tom Brady. I watched this morning on Get Up. They had Dominique Foxworth on there to answer the question. Dominique said, well, Peyton changes the plays, you know what I mean? Tim Hasselbeck, former NFL guy quarterback, he gives his entire answer on why probably what Bart Scott just said makes a lot of sense. And then Jeremy Fowler said, that people he talked to. It was an interesting thing, but it has spurred quite a conversation because everybody knows that Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, obviously for this era are the two GOATs. Tom Brady has all the rings. Peyton was able to catch up by going to Denver and win another one, has all the stats and the way he plays, vastly different than how Tom Brady plays. So that conversation is always going to do well, just like Jordan and Braun. So we will certainly ask Darius Butler, and the question being phrased, who's more scary to defend? How will Darius Butler respond? Who knows? AJ Hawkwall should be with us. And then in the third hour, first time ever on this show.
Okay. First time guest.
First time ever. Josina Anderson.
Here we go.
Formerly of ESPN, now at CBS. Obviously an insider, a sources to all the sources. Cannot wait to chat with her and see what's going on in the world. Today's like the first day of actual summer for the entire NFL. Where are we headed? Hopefully Josina will give us an update. Also, we'll have incredible conversations with the Talks Table at Ty Schmidt. How was the weekend?
It was great. Weather was very nice, which, that was nice. No rain, anything like that. We had great golf, so although the NFL is going away, the golf kind of kept me going through Father's Day. It was a great weekend. Nothing to complain about.
Last Father's Day for you.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah?
Yeah. So, yeah, it was kind of,
Did you think about that?
Yeah, definitely. I thought there was a chance she was going to come on Father's Day, and it'd be kind of like, I'd be able to actually celebrate. But, yeah, it was.
Wow,
it was
what
nice.
a wild, you wake up Father's Day. Hey, just got Murph, dog dad. Hey, happy Father's Day to everybody else. You go to sleep Father's Day. Hey, everybody needs to start.
Happy Father's Day to me.
Excuse me.
That's right.
Excuse me, I sent a lot out. A lot needs to come back.
That's right.
That would have been a great tale, but also I'm happy that, she'll get her own celebration.
Yeah, that's right.
At Boston Connor, I saw you building some chemistry with Bago just a couple weeks out from Tahoe. How was your weekend, pal? Did you hit the swing the sticks at all? Or?
I didn't swing the sticks.
A lot of
this
boozing,
weekend.
a lot of boozing.
Yeah, just boozing, kind of working on the walking, to be honest with you. Really trying to get ready for Tahoe. But yeah, I took Bago out on the town on Saturday. We had a great day together. But no, it's a fantastic weekend.
Saw your full conversations with Bago, expecting a response. Bago yet to say anything back.
Well,
Bago, by the way, is the bag that we'll be using in Tahoe for the golf tourney, the American Century Championship.
Yeah.
Connor will be the caddy. He's trying to learn as much about this bag as possible.
Yeah, and Bago doesn't respond, verbally, but we communicate in different ways. He's a big body language guy. That's kind of more how he talks to me, but not everybody can get that because we have chemistry.
I had no idea that bag gender identified as a he. Had to find that out.
Cool.
I had no clue what was going to go on. I do appreciate how serious you were taking this caddy role for Tahoe, though.
Yeah, let's go. After seeing the golf this weekend, like Ty mentioned too, it's a big role. I'm hoping to be kissing that flag on Sunday.
Yeah, hopefully you're not living the same life as Billy Foster. A man has been waiting 40 years.
Yikes.
Hoist that one. What an incredible caddy existence he has had. What a weekend it was for not only him, but Matt Fitzpatrick. The Brit was hit. Beautiful ball out of that.
Gorgeous.
Beautiful.
We'll dive all the way into that. At Tone Diggs, I know you weren't in Indianapolis this weekend.
No.
How was it, pal?
Went back to Pittsburgh for a wedding. Did breakfast with Coach this weekend. Celebrate Father's Day. It was pretty good. It's a pretty good weekend.
Jesus.
I did notice though
Yeah,
that. What?
Okay, Dahn.
I think like in the NBA, people would be like, test that guy.
You got a frog in your throat.
Yeah, they'd be like, test that guy for COVID. I think it's what
happens.
other teams would be saying. Listen, nobody's testing anymore, but are you okay?
Yeah,
Is everything all right?
Yeah.
First sentence of the day out the gates, thought you almost died on your own words.
Well,
there.
I've been out of allergy medicine for like the last week. I normally take one every night so that it doesn't drain down my throat every single night, but that has not been the case as of recently. So I've been dealing with a lot of congestion in there.
Well, you did have a little drip voice there at the beginning of this whole thing, but how was the weekend? Weekend was good.
It was great, and I did notice that this table, the toxic table, scumbags that they are, didn't ask you how your
Oh,
weekend
geez.
was.
Tony.
Real special.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Real
How was your weekend, man?
special. Thank you for asking.
Thank
Tony.
you. I mean, they didn't. So
What an absolute
Some
hero
people.
this guy is.
Yeah, what a guy.
We
How
actually had-
was your week?
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, now you guys
Oh,
are jumping
now
in
you
on my back.
That is awesome. That was amazing. Should have expected such a thing.
Should have.
Literally before we went live, I said, "Hey, don't ask me how I'm doing. Let's just move the conversation to the very end. Ask me how I'm doing." Tone Diggs uses it to his advantage.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Genius.
Weekend was great. Thank you for asking, Tone.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You guys. Weekend was great. The weather was perfect.
It was.
Yeah.
Wasn't too hot, wasn't too cold. After that humidity that came through and kind of bumfucked all of us last week, I mean, it was like 105, 110 shoot temp, let alone with the humidity on top of it. So I thought the weekend was going to be a full nightmare, but it was magical. Got a chance to see Tim McAfee in his domain on a boat.
Nice.
You know what I mean? He was cruising the lake out there, just his peacock that we got him a captain's hat for Father's Day, obviously.
Love
so
that.
he'll probably wear that down here with his dress blues today. But he just him on that boat. He's much more comfortable than he was a couple like weeks ago. Whenever he just got into the boating game, had some good food, had some good stuff like that. It was a fantastic weekend. And actually, got a chance to watch a movie, which leads us to the second ever segment of McAfee Movie Review Monday. Here we go. So, I know we're a sports show, and we'll definitely dive into that, especially in about 10 minutes with Shams Charania, who broke the news about Kyrie Irving probably not being with the Brooklyn Nets next year. And there's other NFL stuff, I guess, that happened, but we'll talk mostly with Josina in a couple hours with that because she has all the insider and AJ. But the movie that was chosen this past weekend for the reviews here was Casino and Armageddon.
Yes.
Didn't get to Armageddon.
Okay.
So,
Sure.
Fair.
Sorry about it. Did not get to it. Casino, though, Titanic length film.
Very long.
Diesel.
I mean, that is a long film. There's a couple different times whenever I had to pause it because I had to go piss. My wife and I said, how much time's left? An hour and a half is left.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit, this is a long one. Then we thought we did a little bit of a battle. Boom, you got 50 minutes still left in this whole thing. And there was numerous times where I thought I could bow out and probably get it. I get it. But it kept my attention for 3 hours.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was a pretty good movie. Had everything that I would like in it. Casinos, obviously.
right.
Mafia, brutal murders.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just brutal baseball bats to faces and stuff.
Very brutal.
I mean, they were going at one point, Nicky actually shot, I think, a woman in the head, his nipple in the head, and his arm in the head.
Yeah.
If it was an actual gun, right? Boom, boom, boom. Gotta die. Sorry about it. Did the whole thing. Overall, liked the movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Liked the movie. There was a moment where he was sitting like this, where he had both of his pinkies up, by the
Yep,
way.
sure.
And one of them had a ring on. I appreciated that. I really did appreciate that.
His wardrobe.
His costumes were epic. Old Rothstein's costumes were epic. Nicky was a little bit of a loose cannon.
Yeah, he
Little
was.
bit.
I think we all knew where that was headed as soon as Nicky moved out to the desert.
Yeah.
I think we all, especially in the beginning where he was talking about, you got to dig before you kill the person,
Right.
basically. Because if not, you're going to spend 30, 45 minutes out there digging before you even get there, and who knows who's going to show up. So I think we kind of got it. We kind of got the points. Obviously, at the beginning, you see the thing blow up. That was a little bit, I thought he was dead.
Yeah.
I thought that was how he died. Turns out it was not how he died.
No.
But the whole ginger thing,
Okay.
kind of made me think, oh, this guy's a stitch. Like, wedding day, that phone call with Lester, the guy.
Come on.
Yeah.
Like, fucking need to end it now.
Guy's a bum.
what are we doing right now? Then there was numerous other times where I'm like, what is Ace doing? This guy runs an entire $100 million casino. He's fucking out there doing this whole thing. Obviously doesn't have a license. No spoilers. That's going to come back and bite him in the ass. I never would have guessed, by the way, that if you had success, that type of little thing would really fuck you over, especially if you're firing one of the locals' kids.
Yeah, can't have it.
Can't have that. You got to play ball with some people. It's just the way it has to go.
That's right.
So all in all, good movie. A lot of it, though, I was just like, can't have it, dude. Come on. Fucking come on. Them telling me it's based on a true story, that one felt good.
Yeah.
Nicky kind of fucking, ginger on the side there in the middle of a trailer.
Yeah.
Interesting, fascinating situation. Overall, good movie. Not a perfect movie. Not better than Goodfellas.
No,
Okay.
definitely not.
So I had a lot of people texting me that are tweeting me that they thought it was better than Goodfellas. I did not think that was the case. Nope. But I enjoyed Casino a lot.
But it is one movie on the list of, for your point, 0.9% that you have to watch.
Oh, 1%. Yeah, the good math there. We're figuring it out. I was actually getting more Italian while you were talking.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's just kind of a part of the whole, hey, Italians, we're mafia people. We do mafia stuff all over the place.
Right.
Learned a lot about Kansas City, Detroit, and other cities. I did not know Kansas City had such a, Italian contingency.
All the mobsters.
That was the closest they could get to Vegas without getting arrested or whatever. And then I enjoyed him talking about how back at home I'm getting crucified for doing this. Here I'm getting awards and giving speeches. That's kind of how I think a lot of potheads have felt whenever they're smoking in a state where it's not legal and it's like they're scared to death to drive everywhere or go anywhere if they have anything on them. And then get in these states where it's legal and you got a Tesla pulling up to you with a bag that's like leather, like, here's your weed, sir. It is just, it's a crazy part of time there, so I could relate to that. Was that critically acclaimed? Is that like a movie people think are very, very good? Scorsese's on the flick.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. So yeah, it is critically acclaimed, but it wasn't. I mean, to your point, like it didn't really do as good as, because this was like 3 years after Goodfellas came out, maybe 5 years. So they kind of just ran it back. A lot of the same characters. Wasn't as critically acclaimed, but I think in the long run, like it's a cult classic for sure. But
Was it 95?
95, yeah.
There was, so as soon as we seen it was from 1995, I automatically assumed I'm not going to make it through this. This one's going to put me to bed. And I'm lucky I didn't even look at the time at the beginning of the movie.
2:57.
I'm going to start doing that, I think, and that's probably going to scare me
should.
away from a lot of movies. And I feel like some of these movie reviews on these Mondays before football starts are going to have a lot of them be like, I didn't make it through the movie.
Yeah.
I couldn't make it through the movie.
I was impressed that you did.
3 hours, a long time.
See, I think that's a testament to the movie, because if it stinks, like completely stinks, there's no way you're throwing away 2 hours and 57 minutes.
What's this guy letting Ginger fucking come on in?
Bad news.
Could have had anybody.
Yeah?
Could have done anything he wanted. 43 years old, he said, I want to go ahead and do this. Now, you already waited 40-some years, dude. I mean, keep on waiting.
I guess the heart wants what it can't have.
Fucking Lester, though.
I know.
That guy
That guy stinks.
He
bad.
does. He does.
That guy's, he was a pedophile, too. I believe she was dating him since she was 14.
Yeah, when she was young. Yeah.
Rail and blow in front of her kid. I mean, what are we
You
doing
can't
here?
get Amy out of there.
Yeah. Ginger.
What is Ace doing? So it's hard. I think that's one of the things where it was just like in that Super Duper Sandy Gems thing.
Sure. Uncut Gems.
Uncut Gems. That thing. I had no feeling for the fucking guy because numerous times he could have cashed out and caught up. This is kind of the same thing with me watching Old Ace. Numerous times he could have fucking got out and saved himself from everything. So it's hard for me to really fall in love and be like, oh, yeah, man, it stinks this is happening for you. On the complete opposite, I'm watching like, you fucking deserve it, pal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of a difficult feeling for me. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to have that. But if I would have cared about him, which I don't know if anybody does, which is tough, by the way. Only people that liked him was people he was just giving money to.
Right.
And the people that were skimming a skim, I mean, that was fucking quite a little operation.
Bad news. You
How
can't be
nice
doing
would that suitcase just showing up every single week have to be, though?
Some of that stuff, though, about how like things used to go in Vegas, like when they find the guys counting cards and they go back and he breaks his hand with the hammer and like stuff like that 1,000% was happening back then. Like it is cool to see that.
Oh, which hand do you shuffle with? And the guy said, my right hand. You can't shuffle with your left hand, only my right hand. Yeah, and he thought he was giving information away like, hey, if I'm ever in here, this is what I'm doing, and not cheating or anything. Instead, it was immediate. Hiya, hiya. How about the nerd that was actually doing the betting, getting called back there? You want to take the hammer and the money, or do you just want to walk out of here no hammer? No hammer would be great. Guy had a couple $100,000.
Yeah.
I wonder what that other guy learned about that guy. hey, you just let me get my hand busted for literally $0 because you wouldn't get your hand busted. I assume there was a little bit of a fallout between those two after they left.
I think safe to assume. Safe to assume.
You enjoy Bob's performance? De Niro?
Yeah, I think so.
He's awesome.
He is. He's the ace, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Pesci, too.
Yeah. Pesci hysterical.
So funny.
He's this tall, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And he is the enforcer in every Italian movie.
Pretty much.
Is that?
Well, until, you don't shine shoes no more. And
Yeah. Well, he ended up in a ditch in this one too. No
He did, yeah.
Alive. They buried him alive.
Yeah, him and his brother, same grave.
Oh.
Yeah.
By the way, good acting on the first guy. Good sell into the hole.
Yeah.
It was a great sell. He it was a little bit of a rim job around the hole he fell in there. And then all of a sudden he was flat. They were both alive while they buried him. Overall, give it a nice, I don't know, 7 out of 10.
Okay.
There you go.
That's good. There you go. Pesci going from that to Home Alone. I didn't know he had that range.
So, range, he's just another fucking bad guy.
Yeah. But still.
A lot of cuts. a lot of cuts,
Rumor has it was actually very difficult for him to go from that to Home Alone because he kept saying fuck, and they're like, "Hey, Joe's PG. You can't say fuck every take."
You see that little Macaulay Culkin little
Yeah.
fuck over there?
they should release the non-edited version with the fun.
I believe they did like a 3-minute clip, and it was super funny, if I remember correctly.
He was quite a little swindler, that guy. He had a little operation going. All the boys went down, I guess. It is thinking back in time how people could get away with whatever. There were some things that took place, and you think back, like, how could they have done that? And then it was like, oh, because there's no technology.
Yeah,
At all.
They could do whatever the fuck they wanted. How about whenever he was in like 4 or 5 different cars, 6 different cars, and they lost him or whatever? Nowadays, they would just have something tracking on every. Hey, boom, here he is. He's literally right here. And now it's a much different world. But I enjoyed it. Mac, another movie review Monday come to a complete. Thank you all so much. We got to figure out what I'm watching next weekend.
Yep.
Maybe Armageddon.
With the wife. Yeah, maybe Armageddon.
It's another long one. That's another long
Yeah,
one. I
a
lot
think
of
we,
action,
we
lot
might
of
want to
action,
find like
though.
an hour and a half sweet spot for you.
Yeah.
You see John Wick?
Have you seen John?
I think John Wick would be a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, we're watching John Wick.
There
this
we
week.
go.
There's
That's
a few
a
of
good
those,
one.
too.
There's numerous Johns, right?
Yeah, there
Them
is.
right now.
Which
They're making
one's
a
the one
fourth.
am I watching?
The first one. It's about
the best
90
one.
minutes. Keanu kills about 180 guys in it, and it is balls to the walls from the get-go.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's John Wick 1.
Yes. Just John Wick is what it's
And
called.
this is on Prime?
It's,
see.
it's on one of the streaming services for
That
sure.
is becoming an entire thing now, too. I didn't want to subscribe to Stars. Casinos on Stars.
Hulu.
I had to do the same thing.
$2.99 a month. It was not on Hulu.
No?
No, it was not on Hulu.
Oh, John Wick is on. Oh, I thought it was on Netflix.
So is
Not
it?
in this country.
HBO.
John Wick?
I thought John Wick
It's
was
definitely
on
on one of the. We'll figure it out. It's
I don't know, but
definitely
Stars
on.
almost got me last night with a $2.99. I'm like, no, actually, not doing it. I'm not. How about that? Because I'm only here for fucking casino. I'm not here for anything else. And they're just going to slip that $2.99 in
yeah.
every single month. Boom. And I said, not today. I'll pay $3.99 to rent casino right fucking now.
I was gonna say that's the move is just going on Apple and searching it, and you can just any of these older movies you can rent them for $2.99, one watch, boom, you're done. Don't have to worry about recurring payments.
Yeah, it was the right move. I spent $4 to save myself $1 next month.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Smart.
You can rent John Wick currently on Amazon for $2.99.
Boom.
That's what I'll do.
Okay.
You're going to love it.
Because everybody's already a Prime member because, my wife has bought something from there every day that company has existed.
Yeah.
They do well.
I'd say.
I got a package up every single day.
Every day. For you?
Both.
See, I never go on there. It seems like it's a never-ending gold mine, though, because there's just cardboard boxes
my
at
God.
my house. We have become a cardboard box factory over there. It is. I walk in, I'm Jesus fucking Christ.
I had to get a second recycling bin, like from the city. I had to
So
call
this
them
is
to-
a standard thing
Oh, yeah.
happening
Oh,
everywhere.
yes. Yeah, you should donate that cardboard to downtown. The bombs would love it. They'd put together a penthouse out of it, probably. Maybe an umbrella to stay out of the heat.
They just stay in the brick underneath the overpasses. over
Yeah,
there.
true.
If
But-
we combined all of our cardboards from Amazon, they could probably build the Burj Khalifa.
Yeah. The
Burj
Burj
Khalifa.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you what, the Burj Khalifa, that particular brand of bird, it does put together quite a fucking
No,
stand.
170 stories.
The
Tallest building.
highest Burj Khalifa.
That's right.
Was it Burj Khalifa? I believe?
Yeah.
B-I-R-J?
I didn't want to insult
BURJ, I think.
Burj Khalifa.
Taj
Wiz.
Mahal.
Wiz is the only Khalifa that I believe in.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's talk about some source before Shams. Shams is not here yet.
Oh, no, he's eating lunch.
You can speak that publicly. So
I think he's breaking news right now. He's like, give me a few minutes.
Someone getting traded today?
Kyrie, he's gone.
Bradley Beal?
Let's get to a break. We'll be back in 4 minutes.
Let's go.
All right, so we'll get to a break. And when we come back, hopefully...
I think I can hear it.
I can hear something.
Barely, right?
Yeah, barely.
Mm-hmm.
There it is.
Here we go.
I'm turning up on the Apple thing.
What's that boy KB?
See, that's why I can't turn it up on here.
Yep.
So what's going on back there?
It's blasting right now on our side.
That one sounds good.
Yeah, this one's a little louder.
Oh.
Some sort
Don't
of notification.
Don't click on it. Do not click on any links that you were sent. Jeez Louise. All right, we're good. We got it figured out. All right, we'll be back in 4 minutes with Shams Charania. Hopefully some NBA news. We'll dive into some NFL news as well. This should be a fun week.
Yeah. Great week.
Because Stanley Cup happened tonight.
Yep.
Oh.
Back home. Series hasn't
Hey,
started
let's
yet.
go, Bolts.
Yeah, here we go,
Let's go,
Bolts.
Bolts. That Avalanche team looks like they're on speed. They look like they are constantly hitting a moving sidewalk. One of those Sonic the Hedgehog things where they hop on the... That's what that Avs team looks like. Holy shit. They are in fast forward. How are they moving that much quicker than the Tampa Bay Lightning? I guess we'll have to talk about it in the next hour or so. We'll see you in 4 minutes with Shams Charania.
Already, we have the last lap match still to come tonight. Roman Reigns will defend.
Hold on.
What is this?
I got something to say, and I want the whole world to hear it.
Why is he still here?
Pat, yeah, you and I, we've known each other for a long, long time. And I just hear you criticizing me and making jokes.
Oh, did you think this was going home?
When I was all the way at rock bottom, you coined the phrase, bum ass Corbin.
It was a good name.
But then I hit it big. I hit it big, and you still run your mouth about me. You talk about all my losses. You criticize my hit show, Happy Talk. You say I'm undeserving of my pyro. And you need to obviously watch your mouth, because if you don't, I'm going to drag you over this desk, throw your skinny ass in that ring, and make you wish you were dead.
Hold on. Hey, do you mind? Thank God they keep the house mic here.
Hold on now, bum-ass Corbin.
Before you walk out of this arena, I think what we were all expecting when we heard about a last laugh match was that we'd see your sorry ass getting laughed out of an entire arena. So I think with the help of the beautiful people in M-I-N-N, we can give the WWE Universe what they've been waiting for since your sorry ass came into this company. Will you help me laugh this jabroni the hell out of Minneapolis, Minnesota? You suck!
You stink. Yes, it is.
Happy Corbin has become the laughing stock of WWE thanks to my partner, Jeff Fun.
It had to be said. And why didn't you tell me that was going to happen? How did he get that microphone? Nonetheless, he got what he deserved and now actual talent on the stage.
Yeah, the New Day even laughing Happy Corbin out of the arena.
Well, welcome back to the Pat McAfee Show here, Monday, June 20th, 2022.
Oh, yeah.
Can't thank you enough for joining us this afternoon. Joining us now with a beautiful fade on his hair, in a lineup on his beard, I'd assume. I haven't seen him, but I would assume.
Yeah.
A man that's in the news breaking industry. He uses spoons for his scoops and forks for his oatmeal. NBA insider for The Athletic and Stadium, ladies and gentlemen, Shams Charania. What's up, dude?
My beard lineup can be better, but I just flew into New York, so I'm trying to collect myself right now.
Hey, why don't you go stop by Jalen Rose's barber? Isn't he in New York? I've seen him walking around New York. He is a top of the line guy. He's a fucking artist with that thing.
I think I like my barber better.
Ooh! I respect that. Okay, let's dive into it. You broke some news this morning. You used a word that none of us knew what it meant until we all looked it up, but it doesn't sound great. Kyrie and the Brooklyn Nets are at impasse in conversations about his future in Brooklyn, clearing the way for seven-time All-Star to consider the open market. Lakers and Knicks expected to emerge among potential suitors. Okay, this is obviously top-of-the-line conversation in every sports show because it's Kyrie. This obviously involves Kevin Durant and potentially LeBron James, who he had been complimenting on podcasts in the past. Where's Kevin? What does this mean? Is this all a leverage play by Kyrie's people to have you leak this information, or is this legitimately happen? I thought he and KD were locked at the hip now.
No, this is there's no leverage play. This is from multiple sources on the situation from every single angle that you can think of. But okay. Kyrie Irving, after the Nets season ended, he was very vocal as far as his end desire being, returning to Brooklyn, planning to be in Brooklyn. And he said, I believe a month before the season ended, that I don't plan on leaving Kevin. I don't plan on leaving seven, I believe is what he said, meaning Kevin Durant. And, those are two guys that signed with Brooklyn together in 2019. They've been attached as far as, wanting to play with each other. And to my knowledge, that has not changed. And sources tell me that still remains the goal at the end of the day, is that, Kyrie Irving has wanted to stay with the Nets, and his goal has been to want to be with Kevin Durant, and that goal has not changed. But as far as the conversations that have taken place so far in the talks between Kyrie Irving and the Nets officials, and he's got a player option decision next week that he has to decide on. But these are more conversations about in general, right? When you're talking about life, when you're talking, is this the right team for you moving forward in the future, whether that's 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, is this the right team? And both sides have reached an impasse in those conversations. And that has led, multiple sources have told me that that has led a serious opening for him to hit the open market and possibly join a team such as the Lakers, the Knicks, the Clippers, and find a home. At the end of the day, Kyrie Irving, his intent has been to find a home. And if he does not feel and if both sides, the Nets and Kyrie Irving, do not feel in their conversations that this is home for him, he is going to be a free agent, and he will be, moving on.
Come on to Indiana, Kyrie. Love to have you here. Impasse, obviously the definition is a situation in which no progress is possible, especially because of disagreement or a deadlock. So this is like no progress is possible, which would mean you use that word on purpose, which is you're an incredibly intelligent guy. So you're expecting next week that Kyrie will use his player option, be a free agent. Will Brooklyn still be in the picture in the NBA if he does that? Or do they still have the opportunity to negotiate? Or is it just open bidding at that point and whatever the hell he wants to do? And is it going to be Kyrie and LeBron back together, a little bit more mature? Kyrie said in that podcast, he said, if I knew what I knew now, that would have ended much differently and they would have had a never-ending supply of titles or something like that. Is that all indications and all signs pointing to that maybe happening? Because that would be an explosion of news in the NBA world, right, Shams?
Yeah, I mean, I think Kyrie said it openly as far as his public comments, about LeBron and the leader that he views LeBron. And I think a lot has been made about their relationship, especially the way Kyrie Irving left the Nets. I mean, not the Nets, the Cavaliers. The way that Kyrie Irving left the Cavs as far as asking out and ending up in Boston, there was a lot made about their relationship. But, sources have told me that was never a fractured relationship. That's always been a dialogue that has existed between those two. And so that is, of course, going to be a factor in all of this. But overall, when you look at Kyrie Irving has until June 29th, so I believe that's next Wednesday, to make a decision on his $37 million player option. Now, he could opt out, and the problem with opting out is that if you end up with the Lakers, the Clippers, a team like that, they would not be able to do a sign and trade because of the hard cap. So there's a hard cap is a collective bargaining salary cap situation that I'm not going to bore you guys with. But essentially, the most likely path for him to end up with the Lakers or the Clippers would likely have to be an opt-in and trade. And that obviously he would need the Nets, they would need to work together on this opt-in and trade. The Nets would have to receive something back as well in all this. So that is the likelier route. The other route could also be, opting out and signing for less money. And we're talking about a guy in Kyrie Irving that did end up, he left, I believe, around 18-ish, 20-ish million dollars on the table this year because of the vaccine mandate that I've discussed and we've discussed on this show at length over the course of the NBA season.
Yeah, so about New York,
there's been a
City
proven
Council.
track record of Kai making decisions based on what's best, what he feels is best for him, his values and his mindset, his family, his personal choices. I think the Nets were also delivered that message as far as, and they've seen it from him as far as he's going to make decisions based on family, based on inclusion, and clearly that just it doesn't seem like that's there right now, in these conversations.
Final question here, and I can't thank you enough for joining us. I know you're incredibly busy. I saw you shoo off like 4 calls while you were giving us that answer. Is this because, are they at the impasse because of he didn't play, and the narrative outside, especially if you listen to like Stephen A. and others that are very deep in the NBA world and I think very influential, this guy doesn't show up to work, is what everybody says. This guy chooses not to show up to work, doesn't show up to work. In his mind, he's doing something vastly different, but at the end of the day, that is how it could be viewed by some people. Is that what the Nets are saying to Kyrie Irving? Is Kyrie feeling disrespected that that's being said to him? Is that why the impasse is taking place?
Well, Sean Marks said after the Nets season ended that we want players that can be available. We want guys to be here full time. That is of the utmost concern. I mean, when you think about the optics of Kyrie, when that press conference was done, it clear that there were some intended messages being thrown out there, not just to Kyrie but the entire roster. Like, the players we want on this team have to be available all the time. And obviously, the one guy that there was proof of, like Kyrie Irving, missed pretty much half the season, more than half the season. I believe played in 26, 29 games. Largely due to the inability to play at home because he did not comply with the vaccine mandate. And that was a decision that he made. And the Nets had at one point sent him away until he's a full-time player, then brought him back. Because at the end of the day, Kyrie Irving makes your basketball team better, and you have a better chance at winning basketball games with Kyrie Irving on the floor than him not on the floor. But there's no question. I mean, the fact that Sean Marks had said that in the press conference, that has, undoubtedly been, part of all this is like availability, how much are you going to be available, all those are all concerns from, when you look at any team that would want to bring in a player that has missed way more games than he's played the last 3 seasons, that is definitely a conversation. All this.
And I wonder, I don't know Kyrie Irving personally, but just from watching as a fan, like if he feels disrespected by somebody, I feel like there's potentially a, hey, why don't you fuck off forever?
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm not 100% sure. I can't wait to watch this unfold. If him and LeBron get back together and have success, it's going to be loud. Oh, it's going to be awesome. We can't thank you enough for joining us on this busy, busy day in New York. Ladies and gentlemen, Shams Charania. Thank you, pal. He's certainly at fuck you. That's the impasse.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Whenever he uses the word impasse, and then we read the definition, there's a reason. No progress is possible is the first sentence of the definition of impasse, which we didn't even know how to pronounce.
No.
But Shams did. A situation in which no progress is possible. So he's out next week.
Yeah.
This is going, hey, good for us. This is good news for us.
Absolutely.
Just as people that cover sports on a daily basis. But that is massive news. Where will he end up? Who knows?
Well, that's what he's like talking about LA, and like I think everyone wants to just assume, and it sounds awesome, like Kyrie and LeBron back together. But like, what can they get outside of? I think it's very clear. Like Kyrie is not going to take. He's not going to sign somewhere else and just like take less money. Like he's in his prime right now. He just lost like $30 million last year. Like he's not just going to go somewhere and take less money. Like what can the Lakers actually offer to like have that be a fair trade? Like maybe Westbrook, but outside of that, it's like they don't have the pieces. For Kyrie's one of the best, like 5-10 best players in the NBA. Like how does that make sense?
I like what you just did there, by the way, because as you said, the top 5 player in the NBA, I was like, oh, that's going to be somebody's going to have a conversation with Ty about it. Then you dropped it down to 10, and I don't think anybody can argue that, right?
No.
I think everybody views that he's top 10 player in the NBA when he's playing, right?
Right.
Yeah, he's unbelievable.
I do like the fact that we all just assume, though, that if he feels disrespected by somebody, well, you can fuck off forever.
Fuck it, I'll leave.
All right, I'm out of here.
That's kind of how it's been.
Well, it is how it has been, but remember, he spoke about the situation with LeBron where he was like, if I was a little bit more mature, I think I would have handled it differently. Now that guy's saying that. Did that piss off Kyrie? And will he in there just be like, yeah, that guy had to say what he had to say, right? Obviously, the whole thing. Or will Kyrie continue to do, which I love, by the way. I would never be able to turn it off either. Okay. You have no idea what I had to this team. You actually told me I couldn't practice with you guys or play in the away games. Not me. That was you guys. And remember, there was a time where he wasn't even able to practice. But the overarching, whatever. The overarching fact here is if he would have just got the shot like all of his other teammates, numerous of them that probably didn't want to do it, he would have been able to practice, and they can hold that over his head until whenever and feel justified in it. That's just the fact of the matter of what they can do. Now, does that mean that that's why it's soiled and soured? Probably. But, man, that would be awesome if he goes to – if he and LeBron are playing together.
Yeah,
God.
and then Westbrook and Durant back together in Brooklyn would be pretty sweet. And I do wonder, like, do you think people in that building kind of see what Ben Simmons and why he didn't play? Almost look at Kyrie like, hey, if you just fucking played, James Harden would probably still be here, and we wouldn't have had to deal with this. Ben Simmons shit.
There's a follow-up.
Yeah, like there's
we got to deal with this guy that won't play ever.
Yeah.
And we're paying him a lot of money.
A ton.
What if Ben comes back next year and just
Good.
the guy?
Massive chance. But the East is very good.
I feel like we hold on hope for people more than anybody else.
We do.
I will say they might come back and just do it all. We say that about every NFL team going into the season.
Yeah.
Because there is a chance that a 4-win team that has Joe Burrow at quarterback goes from, irrelevancy all the way into the Super Bowl and now building an indoor facility to catch up with the rest of the NFL. That can happen in the NFL. But whenever we hold off hope on people, like Cam Newton, for instance, I feel like we're one of the last people that are like, hey, maybe. Everybody's like, nope. That is not the case at all. So maybe Ben Simmons comes back and learns how to shoot and play and everything like that, builds up a little bit of a callus so he plays whenever things aren't necessarily as serious, or we learn more about the injuries that he has so we don't just automatically judge him for being a soft ass bitch, which is kind of what everybody was doing. So I feel like we're on that side, but goddamn, I thought KD and Kyrie were back all year next year, and I was excited to watch that.
Yeah, because they're unbelievable together. Like when they do play together, it's obviously they got swept by the Celtics, but that felt like almost because of the fact that he didn't play all year.
All right, let's dive into some NFL news here, and this one comes from The Pivot. So The Pivot had Garrett Wilson, rookie wide receiver out of Ohio State. Absolute stud of a player. Went 10th overall to the
Jets.
New York Jets.
The New York Football Jets, who had an incredible first round, mostly because they had more picks than everybody.
Correct.
Right.
So they did get better. We'll talk to Josina, by the way, who was in the Jets camp actually this weekend, what she heard about how all this is going. Garrett Wilson was just introduced to what a rookie dinner is, and it couldn't have came from a better group of dudes at The Pivot.
They did tell me about the dinner. I got to take all the receivers to a dinner. That's going to be cool. I'm excited for that.
It's not going to be cool. You know they're going to run that bill up? Like 75,000?
Oh, yeah. What you mean, like the Louis the 13th you're going to have to buy at the restaurant? Nah, they ain't doing me for 75K. I ain't going to fake it.
No. It's the rookie dinner. It's all of y'all.
You the 10th pick of the draft, too. They know you got 20 guaranteed. Wait, what you say rookie dinner is?
He thinks it's his decision.
So cute. It was so cute.
Hey, listen. 75.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Absolutely awesome. Him learning about what a rookie dinner is. I can't believe this hasn't happened before in his life. Yeah, I get a chance to go eat with all of the wide receivers and all their friends and everything. So that should be cool. No,
it's not going to be cool.
It's not gonna be, this thing's going to be terrible for you. You just need to enjoy and embrace what's about to happen. That feels like that is a tradition that's never going to go away in any sport. The rookie dinner that happens, especially if you're number 10 overall, to their point, you're number 10. They know exactly how much you're getting guaranteed. They're going to run that up, especially some of the older guys. But who knows who's all in the wide receiver? I guess Barrios will have to run that thing up. But there is numerous stories about things happening. Louis the 13th is a type of whiskey, I think, or bourbon or whatever the fuck it is, and it is like $500 a shot, let alone like the bottle and everything like that. And there is stories of people, taking their own bottles home. Louis the 13th, oh, can't open this one. I'm taking this one home. Wine, just abusing it entirely. And it has to be, it's a cognac. It has to be an incredibly uncomfortable night going into it. I had one. It was with Matt Stover, Justin Snow, and I don't believe Vinatieri was there. And they tried to buy a couple bottles of wine or whatever. Not tried. They bought a couple bottles of wine. It was only a few $1,000s for me. I felt pumped. I was like, yep, you got it. I'm going to get out of here. But there have been stories where guys have, talked people into getting planes, flying to Vegas.
What?
Doing dinner there for a night and then flying back, like hundreds of thousands of dollars some people have been forcing. If you go with the... if you're in a position group that has a lot of people, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Like if a D lineman goes top 5, it is a show out there. And then you get through that, hopefully, because then maybe in a couple of years a rookie will have come and you can return the favor. But with most hazing things kind of drifting away entirely from the game, I've never really been around any hazing, by the way, I don't think it was everywhere in the NFL. But as hazing continues to drift away from sport, these rookie dinners will not. These things will always be here. And I love that Garrett Wilson was just, that should be a fun time. They ain't going to get me for that. It's like, yeah, they will. They would just walk out of the restaurant. You would just be stuck there. That's a federal crime.
Yeah,
you don't
cleaning
pay
dishes all night.
You are in a bad spot.
Is there a chance it's not? So I looked. Corey Davis is the elder statesman in the wide receiver room, and he was the 5th overall pick for Tennessee, and everyone else is young there. So maybe it won't be as bad, or maybe he won't go as bad him because he was in that situation as a top 10 pick. Like, I know what it was like.
Yeah, normally the top 10 picks go the hardest on other people because what they had to do is a little bit of a get back there. But we might be coming into an age where people stop just, ruining people's bank accounts before the season even starts. Maybe we are, though. Go ahead, Zito.
I just looked up. There's a restaurant in New York that's $40,000 per bottle, $800 for that St. Louis.
So Louis the 13th. 40. Yeah. How much did you say?
$40,000 per bottle.
$800 for the shot. So that has gone up. So that has gone up.
So people are just buying the bottles and just taking them home?
Yeah.
I think that's the restaurant because you could buy it at the store for $14,000.
Yeah, so the businesses are going to get theirs.
Right.
Of course.
Classic.
Get 3 bottles for it.
By the way, how cool do you look if you order a Louis XIII bottle for $40,000 when you can get it for 14?
Yeah.
The cheapest, lowest version you get is $4,000 for a bottle.
Can you just pre-buy them and bring them to the restaurant that day?
That's the smart.
Hey, we BYOB this restaurant.
Hey, that's the play, Garrett. That's the play right there. You saved yourself $26,000.
Well, in New York, who was it? Sauce Gardner's contract that got leaked, and like half of it just gets taken away immediately.
Well, that's from Taxus.
Yeah.
But then you talk about the DB room. Yeah, that'll be the entire secondary.
True. Yeah.
So it's all the safeties, all the corners, and even some linebackers will probably try to sneak in. Excuse me.
That is like the only way you can. It's like the earn your stripes moment anymore, though, right? If like people, I mean, outside of like actually playing, like that is something that probably isn't ever going to go away.
I don't know. I literally, as we started talking about who's in the room and everything like that, maybe we are hitting an era where they just feel like they don't have to kill dudes.
Yeah, more money though.
Hey, congrats. Welcome to the NFL. We're going to need about 75, 80 grand of that.
Even the rookies like COVID last year or like 2 years ago, like they couldn't go to these restaurants and like bring as many people.
Yeah, so that might be, maybe these things did disappear for a couple of years. That's why Garrett Wilson was like, oh, we get to go to dinner. That's cool. Maybe, the last couple of generations were like, no, it's back. We are back in public. We are back in overpriced restaurants, let alone just how much some steaks are in some places.
Oh, God.
Thousands.
Some steaks at some places are just absolutely insane. Everybody lives like kings. Welcome to the NFL, I guess. I'm happy I was not in a room with a lot of people, but what the contract weighs in on it, too. Like, if somebody's a 7th rounder and they get drafted and they have to take a room out, like, everybody knows that. Like, people will pitch in with it or whatever. They'll keep it or whatever. But if you're a 1st rounder, it's like, you have done absolutely nothing to earn that money that you just got. So for those of us that have been around a little bit, we are going to go ahead and enjoy what you did in college. All right. Congrats. Welcome to the men's league. Let's move on. Sean McDermott no longer sleeping in his office. Hey,
Sean.
Hey, Sean.
How about a little balance?
He was sleeping in his office, That's what a lot of NFL coaches do and have to do. A head coach doing it this far into his run, I think, is admirable. I think a lot of people will enjoy that. He's trying to find a little better balance in his life. Nice. Work-life balance. He's trying to figure it out. We had Triple H on the show a couple years ago, and he said work-life balance is a bunch of bullshit, basically. He said those who talk about it have probably never actually experienced any scent of success. I forget how he laid it out. He said it's all bullshit. It's impossible to actually balance them out because one needs the other. And the one, you're never going to quit because you feel like you're helping the other. So you just have to try to be in the moment as much as you possibly can. So whenever you're at home, you got to be home. When you're at work, you got to be at work. Yeah, it's all a bunch of bullshit, though, trying to find a balance. Sean McDermott said, it got to be a little bit, it's got to be a little bit more balanced than what it has been, though. And you got to, this is why every time somebody goes into the Hall of Fame in the football world, they thank the significant other in the family, and they always say, like, I could have been much better at my job as a dad. I could have been much better as a husband, because the amount of sacrifice it takes the family and the significant others, and we're not talking about like the military or anybody else when it comes serious, but the amount of time invested in the family whenever it comes to successful people in the NFL is a lot less than time invested in becoming successful in the NFL, just because there's not a lot of people that have the job. It's a difficult job. It's a very competitive job, and the game is evolving. So there's a big paycheck there at the end of the day, which hopefully takes care of everybody better than they ever would have in the past, with maybe another potential job in the house as opposed to being in the NFL. But at some point, I think every NFL guy gets to a point where they're like, oh, I've wasted my life in the film room, and I've missed. Bruce Arians said, Bruce Arians said in his retirement press conference that his wife told him that his son Jake had turned 40, and he said, 40? Where'd the years go? 40 is 4 decades. 40 is so long for Bruce to go, 40 years already. Jesus. Feels like just yesterday he was he was born or whatever. That the amount of dedication. So I like that Sean McDermott's going to go home a little bit. Could that be because the team has the culture that they were looking to build for all those years? Is he that comfortable with where the Buffalo Bills are that now his obsessive compulsion nature of having to watch every piece of film to dedicate every moment of his life to that team is at a point? I think this is good for him, good for the Bills. And if I was part of Bills Mafia, I'd be like, all right, our guy finally feels like he can maybe say hello to his wife every once in a while.
That was my thinking too, is when he came in, like they were not great. They've been dominated for 20 years by the Patriots in the division. And now that they're at a place where he built it up to where he kind of trusts the players maybe a little bit more, trusts like you said, the culture and stuff like that, where he doesn't have to be there maybe 18, 19 hours a day watching film and stuff like that, where things kind of take care of themselves a little bit more.
I like the fact that he's trying to find a little bit more balance. You know, because are you happy because you win? Or do you win because you're happy?
That's the old question.
I think you win because you're happy. But a lot of people think that the happiness comes after the win. And I think you have the wrong mindset, because when you're happy doing something, you're actually fully committing to it much more so than whenever you're miserable doing something, because nobody's going to fully commit to something that's miserable unless you're a full psychopath. So I think you win because you're happy. And I think the wins bring you more happiness. And I think this is going to help the Bills in the long term. I think this is good news for everybody.
Absolutely. You got Von Miller now, but I also think, too, you know, he just kind of looks at the team as a whole and says, oh, yeah, Josh Allen's our quarterback, and he's probably the best in the league right now. So I'm going to go home and take a nap or something.
I'm going to sleep soundly.
Yeah.
We got a 6'5", 245-pound defensive end that runs ISOs at quarterback, who has a stronger arm than everybody, is learning the game better than everybody. Congrats to my family. Dad's coming back home for a while.
What's for dinner?
That's what's for dinner. How do we do dinner? Where do I sit, dude? That is
I don't want
amazing.
to change the subject, but as you were just saying that word over and over and over again, I figured, like, if you do call yourself happy, though, you're a scumbag.
Oh, yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, you're 100% right.
He's a scumbag.
Guy got laughed out of Minnesota.
Yeah.
What a
Did you see
joke.
that?
Yeah.
Did you see that? The whole place pointing and laughing. There was even New Day came and said pointing and laughing.
I was at home pointing and laughing.
That's your screen?
That's screen loser.
No, see, you didn't have to, though. All I was hoping is that you guys would get to see all of us in Minneapolis do that to him, and we did. It was awesome.
It's hard not to join in.
In the moment, people who don't know who this guy is, just know that if you read into everything this dude has done, you would hate this guy. So people either had the night of their life watching him get laughed out of a town, or they were thinking, oh, this guy doesn't deserve. He does.
He does.
Yeah.
He absolutely does.
He collects scores. He's a freak.
He does. He's a scumbag. He's all those things you could think of. And I used to know him well.
Yeah.
And then I get over to WWE. It's like, oh, here's a guy that completely fell in love with whole WWE game, stepping on people's throats and doing everything for himself and becoming a scumbag and blah, blah, blah. Oh, way to go. He's become a star. This ain't the Corbin I know.
No.
And that's what I've been saying all these, months now.
Glad you have been.
Yeah, because nobody else is saying. And also, I'm trying to remind him of, like, sometimes it takes a friend to say, you stink, dude.
Yeah,
sure. Hey, look, this entire city will laugh you the fuck out of here right now. Is this what you want your life to be? Sometimes that's kind of where I'm at. He said that I would wish I was dead.
Oh, jeez.
Never called me skinny, too. That was very nice of him. That was very nice of him. I've been gaining a lot of weight. So, whenever he said that, I've been getting back after it, though. The knee feels really good.
Here we go.
I wore the Hokas this morning on the treadmill getting ready for Tahoe.
Oh, nice.
I will say I walked like 2 miles on the treadmill. Calves were locking up. I'm happy I did that. Yeah, I need to break in the calves a little bit, that I'm going to be doing that much walking around the golf course. So I started getting back into it. Need to lose some weight. He called me skinny, which is very nice. And I wish I was dead. I ain't ever going to wish I was dead, man.
No.
I'm happy to be alive. I want to live forever. You don't know me. This is even more. You don't know. I used to think I was going to die young.
Yeah.
Now I want to live forever.
It was a long time
Well, and
ago.
who's more primed to call this guy a scumbag than you? You've known him for a long time. You guys used to be friends. So like you said, you can notice, like, hey, you used to be a good guy. You're acting like a real piece of shit scumbag now. Okay?
So I should almost be thanked by him. I'm
I
expecting
think so.
a thank you from him.
Keeping him honest.
Talk about cultures. The culture of that city, the figurehead of that city has got them rowing in the same direction at the same time. Like they knew exactly.
Yeah, it's a state. But yeah, you said the PJ Fleck. He's the mayor of the whole state. I think.
State, city.
He's got all
every
Minnesota.
town.
Governor. Sky U Ma.
Yeah.
I did not expect them to be with me on the bum ass Corbin. I don't know if as I was saying it, I said, "Oh, hold on, bum ass Corbin," and I didn't know what everybody was going to do. Them just repeating it immediately in the same exact rhythm was one of the coolest things I've experienced in
Pretty
summer.
awesome.
I did not know what they were going to do. They picked, boom, right into it. By the way, they could have won 4 or 5 different ways, and I would have been like, yeah, that's probably the right play. Them going just in any fashion that quickly was fucking fantastic. And then, before I started that Minnesota thing, I did have fears of calling Baton Rouge. I did have a little bit of, oh no.
That was an outlier.
What if this place doesn't know the thing that I was told this place will definitely know? So then they went right into it, though.
They did.
Oh, Minnesota. It was awesome.
Yeah, that was really sweet.
I was very thankful for everybody in there. That was a fun time. Hopefully get a chance to go back and do the same damn thing.
Feeling shot?
What's that?
Feeling shot?
No, Unreal.
What?
Yeah, that was that clothing company. I actually wore their backpack.
Yeah.
Great backpack over
It's
there.
a nice backpack.
Minneapolis owned UNRL. We're getting to a hard out, thank God. We covered a lot of stuff right there, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
And Happy, you're welcome. That somebody, once people hit a certain stage of stoogery in life and they become successful, they run out of people that will tell them, hey, you need to fucking chill out.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I was doing to Happy.
Yeah, need that.
Keep
And
it
they
in
keep a house mic right there. It's perfect. Hour 2 on the other side with AJ Hawk on the screen.
Yep.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Boom. Go. Good start.
AJ's going to be on today. He's off tomorrow, remember?
Yeah,
That's right.
Got a deal.
He's on that Herb Street schedule.
He's off Wednesday, too,
yeah.
I thought.
Yeah, a little 6-day weekend.
Uh-huh. Speaking of rookie dinners.
He's not getting paid anything from us, so.
Yeah, well,
He
too
doesn't-
bad.
He doesn't have his own bank account either.
Yeah, he doesn't know.
Yeah.
So that means he doesn't.
Yeah, definitely not.
All right, we'll be back in about 5 minutes or so. I got to take a grumpy. I've been rolling through coffee.
Yep.
Yeah, here we go.
I did eat a lot this weekend. Today's the day I'm starting.
That'll happen.
Yeah, let's go.
Me too.
Tahoe, man. Gonna have to wear a tucked-in polo too.
Yeah, sure.
That will, there's gonna be a lot of in-shape people around there.
Yeah, you got plenty of time.
You gotta
no?
tuck in? I know you gotta wear pants. I gotta be tucked?
I think it would have to. You don't want to look like a slob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you got it.
I don't want to be a fucking slob.
Yeah, you do not want to look like a slob. Yeah.
I do not want to look like a slob. AJ Hawk's doing this thing
Sure. with
every
a
day.
Backwards hat.
Aaron, he's always in shape. You see those calves he had,
Yeah.
the fucking thing? Mm-hmm. You think Justin Timberlake's going to look fat out there?
No.
chance.
You should
I
just-
can't look like
But
a
I can,
slob.
but I bet you Larry the Cable Guy will.
I was gonna say, get a picture next to Larry the Cable Guy on like the first day.
Okay.
You'll be set all weekend.
And I'll get like a good angling too. I'll do the full.
Yeah. Suck in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's it.
I don't think Ray Romano's fucking blowing any fucking anybody out of the
What the
water.
hell, dude?
No, he's not.
Ray looks good.
Yeah, he's
dude.
in great shape.
Ray
Coming
looks
at
good.
Ray
Come on.
Well, I saw
Ray Gold is going to look good.
Yeah.
Everybody out there, I think, is pretty toned other than Larry the Cable Guy.
Well, Baumgartner, he'll be out there as well.
Oh, yeah.
Kyle Williams, he's a big body.
Yeah, but he-
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but
he is
he's-
a scratch golf.
Yeah. He's nails, yes.
Can't wait to see Del Curry again. A lot has changed in both of our lives since the last time we met.
That's right.
Can't wait to chat. He was a dog on the course.
Oh yeah.
I mean, shit talking. He was awesome.
He was.
I really enjoyed Del Curry a lot. Made me change how I viewed the entire Curry family after watching Del operate on the course. Legit.
Dog.
Dog.
Dog. Sandbagger. Dog.
Dog.
Yeah.
Hey, you're going to have to make that foot and a half. Yeah. I've seen how many beers you've drank, and I see how high you are.
He was the one who told you, hey, Scottie Pippen stinks. He's
Yes.
terrible.
Yeah, don't worry about Scotty.
Yeah.
Don't worry about Scotty at all. The guy's the worst on our team by far.
Yeah.
right.
Scotty shoots 82 the next day.
Scratch. All right, we're back in 4 minutes. Can't wait to have AJ join us to catch up with how his week was. Darius Butler will join us to talk about the Peyton Manning, Tom Brady stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And then Josina Anderson, third hour. You guys are the best. We will see you in a little bit. This is a big fucking fire. We are in the back corner of that building that is at the bottom there. That smoke smells. Huh?
Yeah, it does.
The paint from that place, the utilities, the plastic.
All the good stuff, yeah.
That's all just floating right into us.
Yeah.
The guy just came to the building. If the fire moves a little more this way, we have to evacuate.
Yeah, it's got to be like the air conditioning units or something up there.
It's currently under an investigation right now. It did spread to the roof and to the air conditioning heating unit up on the roof.
John Robinson says,
Holy shit.
Whoa.
holy
Or
fuck.
did something like...
What was the explosion, you think?
They're doing a bunch of fire hydrants out there, so maybe the top of the lid fell off. I don't know.
I don't.
Dude, it was a loud.
That's not came from right there.
I heard
They just put the fire out. Fire's out. Right now.
Oh, okay.
Forget all about that. You're like, I can do that again.
So we just lost power in the middle of one of the greatest promos in the history by pound for pound, #1 fighter in the world. Come on, he literally just cut a promo about what it's like to walk to the ring.
Some guys, they stay afraid and they just kind of get smaller and smaller. But as for guys like myself, as you get closer, this alpha, this giant, this lion, you know, this god-like figure per se starts to grow and grow and grow and grow. And then they grease me up, and then I I step up there and then I pray for myself and then I pray for that guy.
And I got like chills almost while he was talking about it. And right before he was about to kind of put a bow on it, the entire thing just shut down. There's a fire right next door. Let's assume they cut off all the electricity. We're fucked. Probably for the next few hours. That's good. Hey, boys, we handled it. Good show. The ticker's still kicking. Hey, let's type something on the ticker. So just go on your computer. I'll type in the chat.
You want me to email Sirius?
Please do.
Okay.
You want to just who's going to see a letter? Yeah, because this probably can take a little bit. Call office. Bill. Yeah. This thing just froze. Oh, jeez. This is great.
He said the fire department just cut it. They have no idea how long.
That was really good by Usman, too. All of the power in our office just went out. Unexpected, out of nowhere. This shit is getting real out here. Hope everybody's okay. Obviously, they got the fire contained, which is good news. But we apologize for the show ending abruptly out of nowhere. No injuries, I believe, is what's being reported. The fire was massive. We all had to huff like paint and shit from the fire right next to our studio. We'll be back tomorrow, hopefully. Cheers.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to that show. Hour 2 of this Monday, June 20th, 2022 edition from this sports show shall begin now.
Let's ride.
You guys can't.
I mean,
the barking. The toxic table. Let's ride in the conversation with that Ty Schmidt, rocking his John Deere hat and beers with the lad shirt. Shout out to Gumpy back in Canada, I believe.
A little progress.
All right, at Boston Connor.
Wedding date?
I don't know if there's a wedding day yet, but I believe there is
there are dates.
There is weekend getaway plan.
I believe there is a potential. Yeah, it's absurd. It's insane. The life is a full simulation right now at Boston Connor. We'll be caddying at Tahoe in a few weeks. He's been preparing. I can't wait to watch you out there, pal. We even have our own custom signs.
Yeah, something to look forward to.
Yeah. What you think they're going to put you on TV?
No.
I think they have to. I think they're going to have to.
Whoa.
When you're sprinting to the ball. Okay, when you're, when you're...
He's going dead sprint after hit?
Not everyone. I mean, there might be
a couple, though. If it's a par 3.
In the U.S. Open, they said people are picking up balls on the 18th hole up there in Massachusetts. Did you guys not have sun? It's 50 degrees in the middle of fucking June. Is this why you all are so miserable up there? Is this why the mass hole thing happens? Because you guys don't experience summer? Everybody there, by the way, maybe the softest people of all time. Then if it wasn't that cold, I saw hoodies on with jackets on top of hoodies in the middle of June in Massachusetts. Is that normal? What happened?
I don't know if it's normal. I think global warming might have something to do with it. But I do think, the weather's just messed up there. But no, it was a windy day, and that's a country club. That's what happens when, the PGA Tour in the U.S. Open, which is not the PGA Tour, goes up to Brookline and plays at the country club.
Oh, you were trying to cut the promo for the country club and realize you just, forgot a little piece of information that we have learned very recently with the abundance of a new league taking dudes out of the PGA Tour.
One by one.
Abraham Answer's going over to live.
That's right.
More coming out all week, they said.
you can see how Zalatoris, who's been an absolute guy, a stud, and has played great golf and made a lot of clutch shots. And everybody says, oh, he can't do it, he can't win. There's numerous shots on that Sunday he has to hit to stay in contention. There's putts that have to be knocked down. If you don't think his ass is puckered during that entire thing, he had to be. I love the fact that he loves the Wake Forest Demon Deacons, by the way. Congrats to Fitzpatrick, obviously, with the win. But I'm a big fan of this guy. If he was to be told, hey, how about $100 million so, when you go to these majors, it's a little bit more relaxed setting. Now, follow-up. Live people are going to have to do much better in the tournament for anybody to take live tournaments serious, I think.
Yeah.
Bad.
Right?
For sure.
It's almost like being viewed as the MLS right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go take a bunch of money, but that league ain't worth a damn.
Right, which is kind of what all these the really good guys who are kind of up there in the leaderboard, they're like, we come to these because you want to play against the best guys in the world every single week because we all feel like we're the best in the world. And, Phil 11 over, missed the cut. DJ, never really in contention. And they just didn't have any guys really make you think that the Live is going to compete golf-wise with the PGA.
Oh, and golf was awesome this weekend.
It was.
And
So
I do like the fact that the country club's greenkeeper guy won an award. And we saw that motivational speech in the morning about, this course is playing against these players. This course better show. Feel like it was the perfect U.S. Open.
It was.
There was some difficult shots that the USGA is known for. There were some great shots that came out of nowhere. Everybody struggled a little bit on that one green that everything would roll back down. It's almost like that's a staple. It feels like the country club hit an absolute home run. At Tone Diggs, great to see you, pal. How did we do gambling over the weekend?
I had Zalatoris and Scheffler, so that's gambling though. So, but I was happy for Matty Fitzpatrick. I mean, he won there as a 13-year-old or whatever. He writes down every fucking shot he's ever made or whatever. So gambling not so good on the Open, but it was a good weekend.
Okay, well, I'm happy you had a great weekend. The gambling will get a little bit better, as will the golf. I think as we continue to roll into this golf season, they're going to have to carry some shit now.
Yeah.
Hey, if this hockey's going to go, obviously 7 games.
Hopefully.
At least 6.
Yeah.
At least 6.
Come on, Big Rick.
At least 6
Just
games.
give us more than 4.
But golf is going to have to continue to carry a little bit. Joining us now is a man who probably saw 0 golf shots because he's the father of 10. College football national champion, Super Bowl champion, COVID survivor, AJ Hawk. What's up, pal?
Oh, hey, pal. How you doing?
Hey, how was your weekend? Did you get to see the U.S. Open at all? It was fantastic viewing there on Sunday, pal.
It was, yeah. I got to see the good parts, the end, right towards when everything was on the line. And our dude, how old is he? 23? Won the whole thing?
Fitz.
Yeah.
He's young.
Yeah,
in there somewhere.
Yeah,
he's in his
20s.
We're all pulling.
27.
27. We're all pulling for Zalatoris.
He's older
I
than
think
Scotty Scheffler?
he's older
Yeah.
than
And
Zalatoris too.
Yeah, well, I mean, Zalatoris will win one eventually, but yeah, it was fun to watch.
He was a hell of a striker, man. That 200-yard in the bunker on 18 shot, which he could have been. He was blessed by the golf gods there, because that thing 2 feet to the right, fucked, can't get out. That thing 2 feet ahead in that grass, fucked, can't get out. He got blessed by the golf gods there, and I love listening to the commentators go, oh, no. Oh, no, can't go left. There's miles to the right. You're allowed a free drop to the right. Can't go left. That tracer starts going left. They're like, oh, no. We now have a little bit there. I enjoyed it, though. Good golf is awesome to watch, and I think that is something that I was paying attention to while I was like, will I ever sit down and watch a live tournament like this? Probably not. You know?
I mean, yeah, right now, I don't see that happening anytime soon, especially when, it will look much different, I guess, a year from now than it does now, but still, like, what will it ever be? Will it ever compete, like, their events? Will it ever compete with, like, the majors even? I don't know.
And the video promos they were putting together for how important the U.S. Open is through the test of time and all the features, it was like, oh, yeah, they're driving home like, hey, our shit matters over here. Like, there is decades and decades and decades of legacy here being built upon every single golf shot. Will somebody be able to make the turn like Nicholas was able to do? Blah, blah, blah. How about when Tiger got hot? But, like, the whole entire building, it was like, oh, Liv's got to start putting over some of these courses they're playing on.
Yeah.
You know, they got to start
Big
putting
time.
over some of these courses. Like that London course we knew nothing about.
No.
A piece about that course, about
you're
who's
right.
played there, how it's been played. Like, I think that is something they're missing missing out on that time. Even though you don't have history, I think you got to find it because it did feel a little bit more of an affinity to the game for me while watching those and being like, yeah, this is a massive fucking ordeal. You know, AJ?
It is, but at first, I don't know where's their next tournament.
It's at Pumpkin Ridge in Portland, Oregon.
Sure. Okay, so if this tournament had PGA events on it,
Puck
in the
played
past,
there. I think
What's
Puck
that?
from the real world, he once shot in '86.
Yeah,
I do believe Puck has passed, right? To Puck, but I also that the comedian who's super awkward,
Fred Armisen,
he shot a 76 on this course two different times. That's the type of shit they need to start saying. You know, if you're going to Portland.
Wait, how do you know this?
No, that was a made-up stat.
It's an example.
That was a made-up
stat. What made you think of Fred Armisen?
Portlandia, I think. Is it?
That's a show.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
And then they're in Portland. I was trying to figure out who's in Portland. Dame
Dame
Dallo came out here. He shot a 73 here 2 weeks ago. Like they need to start. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to start putting over the course a little bit. I think in the whole, so we can respect the scores that are being put up there. Because now the only thing we can compare to is expectations from PGA types of events. So I think there's a little bit of a growth period that'll happen. But you're right. A year from now, what will be the case? What big golf course in the United States will make a deal with LIV? You know, if these majors bounce around from course to course, do they have an infinite agreement with the PGA that that's the only course or the only tournament that they'll allow to host on that golf course? I think that is going to have to play into it. And I think that's what I learned this weekend. Like, the courses matter. The history matters. I think whenever we're judging it as an entirety of a fan base, you know?
Why do you think so many people love watching the Masters? Obviously, like the beauty of it and how it's so manicured and everything, but it's like the history. Like, so much goes into that tournament, into the course, really. Like, not even the tournament, of course, but people. I mean, I'm sure you've ran into people. Like, people would kill their own kids to go play at Augusta. Like how they talk about that course.
I saw AJ Dillon actually put out a tweet, said, "Hey, I need like a +3 on Augusta or something like that."
Yeah, not gonna happen.
I don't think so. No.
Me too.
Maybe a lot of Green Bay Packers fans out there. Maybe he'll get in there. The sauce will be able to get in there. But it is, I think that's what I learned most this weekend while watching it. Great golf is awesome to watch. A little bit of drama, also awesome to watch. And then the course matters. The course matters in golf. It is the opponent of everybody. And that's why old buddy won that award for the first time in like 100 years. Congrats to Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Cold-ass Massachusetts
Hell of an event.
put on a hell of a tourney up there.
Yeah, well, I mean, the weather had to also, play a little bit of a part for the Open, for the course to be even harder. And they're already putting over the British Open course, I'm pretty sure. I was already seeing commercials.
Well, that's where golf was invented.
Yeah, St. Andrews.
Also, loved seeing the caddy finally win a major. That was cool.
Hey, Billy Foster.
Boy, Billy.
Boy, William Foster. They're both from the Yorkshire area of England. Ain't that right, Tony?
That is right.
A couple of Yorkshire champions over here in the United States. So a lot of foreigners win the U.S. Open. The original U.S. Open, I learned, was only foreign competitors.
Really?
It was considered like the United States Open. People would come in and I think if I was listening to the trophy ceremony accurately, I might have misheard it, but they talked about the history and how it is a big tournament for people in Europe and everything to come over and win. It's a big fucking deal. I'm like, shout out to the United States, still holding a little bit of juice. Like, hey, winning our tournament's a big fucking deal still. Just like I'd assume going over and winning the British Open for every American golfer is awesome. It's like, hey, we're winning it over here. John Daly won the British Open, right? Is that what he won?
And the PGA.
He won the PGA for sure.
PGA
I think he did win the British Open as well.
He always goes there.
I think that's his, yeah.
PGA, he was like a Friday qualifier, a late edition.
That was
and then
here.
Bam, won that sucker.
Yeah.
That was here.
Crooked
that was
Stick.
in Indiana, Crooked Stick.
Oh.
There's still legendary tales about the crowd, how it grew like in a movie from day 1 for him to day 2 for him. Day 3 here, the amount of Indiana people that were following him around, watching him drink. Everybody has a story about how many beers they saw him drink on that Saturday round or on the Sunday round. The whole thing, yeah, it's a big deal. But I think he did win the British Open, I believe. That is
1995.
1995.
Wow.
Hey, the European fans are fucking awesome, by the way.
Yeah, they seem to be a little more spirited, I feel like, at times than we are.
Yeah, they're used to boring sports. So, hey, we got to entertain ourselves. So let's go. We'll put on a show.
Is that what it is?
I think Personally,
it's soccer, so they're like, hey man, like if we don't bring the juice, we know the players can't do it from there. Like we have to do it.
Well, the game naturally in itself is a beautiful game. It's a patient game. It's things are going to happen. So I think a lot of the boozed up crowd, I'm gonna fall asleep. We don't start fucking. All right, we'll have a chant every 4 minutes. There will be a new chant, new song. We'll go crazy, and then when the other team, which is representing another town comes into our town, they start doing their shit, and then we'll just do it for 94, 95, 120 minutes straight. So that some of us won't even know there's a fucking game going on until a goal happens. Feels like that's maybe what it is, and it is carried into every other form of entertainment. Like when WWE goes to Europe. It's fucking banana land over there. Banana land. I would assume when football goes over, they're the entire time they're loud. In the game that I was in, it is. I like that fan base. I don't know if we'll ever be able to get it over here, and I hope they never lose it over there. That shit is a weapon.
Yeah, like when the UFC went over there, I'm pretty sure they had a bunch of fighters from England. Was that during?
Yeah, well, he said something about Scout. Well, he said Liverpool Stadium. Isn't that what? Patty the Batty said.
Mm-hmm.
He said, take this thing to a stadium in Liverpool. We'll sell that whatever thing out.
On-field.
He said, this is too small. This is too
Not
small.
the O2, is he? O2 Arena?
I think they were in the O2 Arena. He said, this is too small.
Let's go outdoors.
Let's go to a stadium, in Liverpool. We'll sell the whole place out. And by the way, that would be an electrifying place to go. Let's talk about some things happening around the NFL, AJ. The NFL and the NFLPA are going to battle over Watson's discipline. We learned this last Friday with Ian Rappaport, that the way this thing will go is the NFL will have a representative or representatives. The NFLPA will have a representative or representatives. They will present their cases for what Deshaun Watson's punishment should be to a lady named Sue L. Robinson or Richardson?
Robinson, I believe.
Robinson, Sue L. Robinson. She has been designated as the independent party, the third party that will do the hearings from the NFL and the NFLPA. The NFLPA will obviously be pitching a lesser punishment than the NFL. The NFL allegedly pitching for an entire season being the punishment. Sue will rule on that case where lawyers will present entire arguments to her. She will then have a recommendation for her ruling to Roger Goodell on what he should do and how many games he should punish Deshaun Watson. She makes a ruling from the first court between NFL and NFLPA. That ruling then becomes a recommendation to Roger Goodell. He makes a final and firm decision for Deshaun Watson's penalty. The NFLPA has said, AJ, and this is something that a lot of other players are absolutely going to love, and I believe we have a tweet for it here. Part of the NFLPA's planned defense of Watson, comparing whatever discipline the NFL proposes to how owners such as Dan Snyder have been punished when accused of misconduct. I believe there's also a tweet that says the NFLPA is getting, with Deshaun Watson's discipline looming, the NFLPA is preparing to wage a high-powered battle versus the NFL. The union has already brought in Jeffrey Kessler to defend the quarterback. This is another conversation, AJ, about the NFLPA spending a lot of NFLPA money to defend Deshaun Watson, and there's going to be a lot of other NFL players saying, this is where all of our fucking money goes. Here's just a little inside conversation that happens, but what are your thoughts on this, AJ, and how do you think it pans out here?
Well, when they're the NFL lawyers are presenting like, hey, this is, look at what you didn't do to the owners, right? Like when they present this to the judge, that's all behind closed doors. Who all gets to see that? Do we know?
I think just Sue, right?
Yeah, that's a shame. Like that would be fun to see. I would love to see that if there was cameras in the room to watch how they argue that and how these defense lawyers go about it. But why not? I mean, that seems to be a good defense to me. I mean, you have to talk to a lawyer, but isn't that what you would do?
Well, yeah, and then Sue would say, well, I was never around with any of these things happened, right? So that's the counter argument. Like, what has happened in the past, Sue, has nothing to do with what happens from this point forward. That's why you got the job. You know, like that has to be exactly what the NFL will argue. Is Jeffrey Kessler an outside lawyer being brought in by the NFLPA?
So he represented Tom Brady in Deflategate. He represented athletes against the NCAA. I'm just reading about him right now. He's part of a law firm. I don't think he's with the PA.
Can you check what his hourly rate is?
Okay.
Yeah.
He's a partner at Winston and Strong.
He's got a pretty big retainer, I would imagine, from the NFL.
Yeah, I saw he also was the guy who basically argued so that they instated free agency in the NFL as well.
Way back?
Yeah.
Reggie White?
Yeah.
I believe so, yeah.
Damn. Oh, so he's been around a long time.
Yeah.
So his price has only gone up, I'd assume, with all the successes he has had. But that is a conversation around the NFL locker rooms right now, by the way. How much money are we paying Jeffrey Kessler to represent Deshaun Watson? Then you're going to up the fees for the union probably next year to boost this fund that we might, war chest that we might need in the future that only tends to go to certain, right? AJ, am I wrong in saying this?
Yeah, the old war chest. They love using that war chest back in the day before the lockout of 2011, whenever that happened, whatever offseason it was.
How much do we have in the war chest? 50 million or so? Okay. Is that not enough? No. Lawyer fees.
We're getting locked out, boys. They're going to lock the doors, guys, so just be ready. Be prepared. It is happening.
And then lawyer fees, by the way, were always tossed in there. Lawyer fees. I'm like, well, isn't that the fees we're fucking paying to be in this thing? No, well, yeah, but that is accrued in there. And then there's representatives and all these. Because every time somebody appeals something, an NFLPA representative or lawyer is with them, right? So that's their case getting paid for. That's representation from the NFLPA for the players. Whenever you hire somebody from the outside in, I assume Jeffrey Kessler's going to take quite a penny from that entire thing, and that's going to cause a whole nother conversation behind closed doors. But good luck to all parties in there.
Yeah.
And Sue Robinson, her first case she's hearing.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck. You're right, though. I wonder if we'll ever hear the arguments to be made. And
the PA will eventually leak out, I'm sure. They could even make it public to us, like, hey, this is what we presented. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, probably.
Nothing wrong with that at all. And normally the NFLPA never does that because they want zero leverage in the public perception. It seems like that is their go-to move. The NFL is always the ones that leak the information. For instance, they did last week when they said the NFL will be pitching for an entire season suspension. So that's the NFL getting in front of the PR-wise. This is what we are proposing. So if anything comes less than that, that is Sue or Roger Goodell doing that, which is fascinating because the NFL works for Roger Goodell in the end.
When does Sue hear this? When does Sue hear both sides?
Who knows? Joining us now is a man who might have more information, but probably knows just as much as all of us because this is all a little bit murky as we try to dive into who's paying who. And does Sue actually have final say? No. But you can't appeal Sue's ruling, I guess. But then if the appealing changes, then that is what's presented to Roger Goodell. The fuck?
Makes no sense.
Roger Goodell makes the end-up decision. Sue's definitely helping, though. Can't wait to hear how it turns out. Joining us now, host of the Man-to-Man podcast, and a guy who knows everything there is to know about the NFL, 9-year NFL vet, drafted by the Patriots, also spent time with the Panthers and the Colts, Darius Butler.
Fellas, what's up?
Debo, we got Josina Anderson in the third hour, and hopefully she'll be able to know more about the whole process. But this whole court thing for another thing is interesting to kind of think about, D-Bud.
I just jumped in. You talking about Deshaun?
Yeah, so the NFL and the NFLPA are going to court with a judge named Sue Robinson, who has been appointed as an independent third-party judge or whatever. Then she will make a ruling. It can be appealed by both parties. Then once it's finally ruled, she will then give that as a recommendation to Roger Goodell for the actual punishment that Roger Goodell will put in there. The NFLPA has hired some high-powered lawyer named Jeffrey Kessler for their defense, and they'll be talking about previous rulings against owners whenever something like this has happened. And then the NFL has already said they're pitching for a full year suspension in the trial. We talked about how people are going to be very happy that the NFLPA was spending money on this high-powered lawyer to defend Deshaun Watson. There's going to be guys pissed off about that.
Yeah, I mean, somebody's going to be pissed off regardless of how this all, turns out. Obviously, some serious allegations. Criminally, they couldn't find, enough evidence to charge him criminally. Can't win the public thing. It's 66 cases. Now, that's obviously a bad look. But as we know,
it's 26.
We've been around a lot of weird adults that are into some weird shit. So the amount of cases doesn't necessarily say he's guilty or not. But I hope justice is served, either way, once it's all, once everything, all chips fall where they may.
26 cases, 66 allegations in the New York Times. So
yeah,
whatever.
It's a lot of therapists.
That's a lot. And this is Sue Robinson's first case, I think, as the NFL's third-party independent arbitrator, whatever. So all eyes are on this. Let's dive into something that Bart Scott said, though, Darius Butler, because I think this will be interesting because you got to play against both of these men. He said it's much more scary to take on Peyton Manning. Yeah, former NFL linebacker Bart Scott admitted that it was more nerve-wracking to face Peyton Manning as a quarterback than Tom Brady. This particular tweet comes from Sports Illustrated, but everybody was following this. Why is that, D-Butt? And do you think that is a lot of people's thoughts in the defense and in the secondary?
No, I think if you ask defenders, it'll probably be split down the middle or close, maybe 60-40 one way. You split hairs whenever you get into talking about these all-time great quarterbacks, Peyton, Brady. You know, I grew up watching that rivalry, obviously, but they brought different things to the game. Peyton was more of that, you know, sheriff at the line of scrimmage. You knew where his guys were going to be. You knew where Reggie and Marv were going to be. You knew where Garcon and Reggie were going to be. But he would get to the line and change routes up, change plays up, adjust a lot on the fly. And Brady did it kind of differently. He would kind of, fuck you over with personnel. You know, he may have 13 in a huddle or 22 in a huddle and then come out in an empty set. And he would change the tempo a lot. He'll get to the line of scrimmage quick sometimes. Sometimes he'll get there and adjust. So it was different things with the different players. But if you ask 1,000 defenders, it'll probably be split right down the middle. Me and AB talked about it this morning on the pod. Obviously, Antoine, he played 14 years in the league. A bunch of those years with Peyton, beat Brady to go to a Super Bowl, and he basically said the same thing. He did pick Brady, though, if he had to pick one, just because he did that to go to the Super Bowl. And, I would go against Peyton. I had more success against Peyton on the teams than individually. So I think if you ask defenders, it'll probably be split down the middle. That's kind of preposterous.
Whoa.
To say every defender would say they'd rather play Tom than Peyton. Like, come on now. Dude's still throwing for 5,000 yards right now.
I think you're right, D-Butt. I think you're right. There's not like there's a crazy different style of play. We're not saying Peyton Manning, Mike Vick, where you have to defend him much differently. But I wanted to ask you about the quarterbacks, about Peyton and Tom. You think we're gonna see many guys like him as the quarterback position as we continue in the NFL? These old school kind of stand there, take your drop, get rid of the ball quarterbacks. Even the younger guys that are big can move like hell. We know that. Are these guys going to be able to continue to play?
I mean, I think so. I think it's always a place for a quarterback that can sit in the pocket and, just dissect defenses and know. Because it's all about matchups. Speaking of Bart Scott, I remember Monday Night Football game 2010 in Gillette Stadium. We beat the Jets 45-3.
Hell yeah.
And he didn't target Revis one time, and I think he barely targeted Cromartie. So it was all about finding a matchup. They did end up beating us in the divisional playoffs that year, and maybe went to the AFC Championship that year. Yeah, but I think it's always a place for a pocket quarterback, and then being able to use your legs when you can. Young guys like Trevor Lawrence, he can be a pocket guy who can dissect things from the pocket, but also run and run for a 20-yard scramble. Same with Herbert. Burrow's not as fast as those guys, but I think it'll always be a place for those pocket quarterbacks.
Yeah,
sure.
Mac, I think, is the most recent success story, but he's only a rookie, and I guess we did see him gritty at the Pro Bowl. He has some rhythm.
Yeah.
Seems like we'll be able to move a little bit, ran a 4.6. Mm-hmm. How about it? Do you think you have to be able to dissect the defense to win a Super Bowl? That's what I think you have to have that level. So AJ's are these people going to exist? Great question, because Mac seems to be the only real one right now. Joey Burrow, kind of similar. Yeah. But those are really the guys that are winning Super Bowls are the dissectors of the defense. Do you think you have to have that ability to win then?
I think you do. I mean, you just got to, because defenses, especially once you get into the later part of the season, defenses, it's different when you just have 2-3 days to prepare for an opponent, and then the coaches are already kind of halfway preparing for the next opponent in the middle of that week. In the playoffs, late in the season, it's all hands on deck to win that one game. So defenses are going to throw their best. They're going to throw all the different looks. They're going to take away the things and try to make you beat you left-handed. So the quarterbacks like Brady, like Manning, Montana, the Super Bowl winners over the years, they did the best at adjusting and stepping up in the most, clutch situations. So I think some of these guys, that can beat you with their legs as well, will have the ability. Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray, guys like that have the ability to win Super Bowls. But at the end of the day, most games come down to 2 minutes. And if you can, there's a lot of dissecting that goes into 2 minutes. A lot of coaches put their game plan in, but the quarterbacks kind of got to take that offense by the horns and get it done. So I think you got to be able to do that. You got to be able to dissect and get the ball to your playmakers and make pinpoint throws.
I think the people we see succeed seem to have common trends. You know, the teams, that we see succeed seem to have common trends right now. A lot of stars, a lot of power, and a quarterback that can throw the ball all over the yard. And although the game is continuing to change, you still see that old school. Got to be able to stop the run. Got to be able to run the ball at certain times. It's always there. You know, it's always there. Yeah, go ahead, Ty Schmidt.
D-Butt, do you think there are any guys right now? I mean, like we always hear about, Rodgers and Mahomes and some of the guys who are kind of in that next tier in terms of like losing sleep over them before you play. But even like Mahomes, kind of, he throws a decent amount of interceptions, or at least he has the last couple years.
Yeah.
Like, do you think there's that same kind of mythology around anyone now that there is Peyton and Brady, or not really?
I mean, Peyton, they were just so consistent, like year in, year out. Like you saw Josh Allen, burst onto the scene. I mean, Patrick Mahomes has been consistent so far, but that's a different thing. Herbert, Burrow, those guys are right there. They look like they can be, two of the best. Coming up young, getting better every year, surrounded by a bunch of talent. But those guys, all those guys right there, Herbert, Burrow, I'm still very interested to see Lamar and his development this year. And obviously this is going to be a contract year. And he's led the league in passing before. I've seen him be able to dissect and read blitzes or read matchups. But I think the play caller, Greg Roman, kind of has to evolve as well and put more on his plate, to spread it out. Because you got a great run system and great defenses, but you got to be able to pass that ball and make all the throws and make all the reads. And I think Lamar can do it. I just think he needs more weapons and I guess an evolved playbook as well to show those tools.
Greg Roman still being there is wild.
Yeah.
Because normally
they win. They win a lot. I mean, everybody doesn't just come in. We talk about Peyton.
I know.
Peyton, it took a while for him to
6
have
years.
that postseason success. So Lamar wins a hell of a lot. Greg Roman won when he was in San Francisco, got to the Super Bowl. So everybody can't just – a lot of things have to go right to win in the playoffs. So I'm not surprised that Roman's still been there. But like I said, he definitely has to evolve. And so does Lamar. Lamar has to evolve as well.
There's a lot of public shots, though, that have been taken about his play calling abilities. And normally in the common era that we're in right now, if something's public and then success doesn't happen and it feeds the narrative, normally that guy's done. See ya. We got to move on. Them sticking with him is fascinating, especially after the Hollywood trade. Here we go. Let's see what they got. Him going into last year of his deal, too, all adds to it. Go ahead, Connor.
They got a good culture over there, man.
I think so. I honestly do believe. I think they do. Even though Lamar wasn't there for the voluntary stuff and everybody made that a big deal, as soon as he got back in the building, it felt like everybody was all the way back. I am enjoying what the Baltimore Ravens are becoming, and I think last year was an anomaly. I think they're back. I think they're going to be good again, and that AFC North is hot.
Stacked. That's my pick to win it, though. I got Ravens winning that division.
Oh, it's pretty good odds, right? I mean, that's like plus
2-something.
240 maybe?
I think it was plus 220 the last few weeks back.
That's good odds. Let's go get that money,
take
I
it.
guess. AFC North, Ravens plus 160 now.
Oh,
All right.
Okay.
Bengals plus 200. Browns plus 250. Steelers plus 850 still. They haven't seen a single thing out of Pittsburgh that made them move those odds for the last 2 months. They just ran Mitchell Trubisky playing the Green Bay Packers as a Chicago Bear this morning. Look for those odds to change even more. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, Debo, we saw on the Pivot podcast, Garrett Wilson find out about what the rookie dinners actually are like. Do you have any stories when you were in the league and you had to do that yourself?
First of all, that was hilarious. Love that podcast, and his face was priceless. He's like, "Yeah, rookie dinner, that'll be cool."
That'll be fun.
No, it's not. Yeah, I got memories. Actually, Fred Taylor brought it up in that podcast when he talked about Brady showing up to the dinner, ordering a few bottles of wines that you never heard of, taking a few sips, getting out of there. That pissed us off. We had a great plan. We had a preset menu. We had a big class. Me, Patrick Chung, Ron Brace, Guy Richardson, Sebastian Vaughn were 4 second rounders. We had like 11 picks. Edelman was in that class, Hoyer. And we had a preset menu, which, it still had a variety. And we said, all right, we know we're going to get hit with the liquor, but we'll be all right. And Brady came in there and just fucked it up for us. But we did it as a team too. Most teams they do it position groups. So the DBs take out the DBs, O-line, quarterbacks, etc. But in true Patriot fashion, there was a whole team in there, and it's good though. You take it, it's all in fun. The vets, if you got some good vets, they don't take advantage of you too much. Speaking of the Jets, they got the number 4 overall pick, the number 10 overall pick, and then I think maybe a 20-something, so maybe 3 first-rounders, I think. Yep. So they're going to have a blast this year. It might be 1-11 at the time, but they're going to have a blast when they go out at rookie dinner.
I said whenever we first talked about this in the first hour, hazing's kind of disappearing from the sport as a whole, I believe, as society moves on. I don't know if those rookie dinners will ever disappear. I don't know. That feels like something that will live on forever. As long as there's some OGs in the rooms, that will continue to take place. I've heard about places making people get planes and flying places. If there's like two first rounders in the same position group or whatever, oh yeah, sweet, we're taking a plane to Vegas. Let's go. We're having a good time. It's like a couple 100,000.
How was it for you? I haven't had too many conversations with specialists about their rookie.
Nothing. Couple thousand, no big deal. I'll see you later. That was a poker game. I'm out. It was awesome.
What about you, AJ? Top 5 old CBA?
Oh. I was lucky. I was in Green Bay. Set menu, like you said, D-Butt. The defense showed up, but it was like it was Tuesday, big practice on Wednesday. Guys didn't want to get too wild. Bill was nice.
Nice.
No liquor problems? Lucky. No Louis?
No, it's Green Bay, man. I don't think they serve that.
Out there at Appleton. Hey, shout out Devin McCourty. I got it back. I got it back in blood that next year. I still got that bottle of Louis.
Oh, hey, it's 14,000. 14,000 at the liquor store. 40,000 at some restaurants. Good get by you. Good purchase. Last question here, D-Buck. Go ahead, Tone.
D-Butt, a guy that has dominated Lamar Jackson, Minkah Fitzpatrick, just got paid number 1 paid safety in the NFL. Is he... Not just money-wise. Is he the top guy on the field, do you think, at that position?
Shit, one of them. One of them for sure. I mean, AB talked about it. AB said top 3. I definitely agree with that. You got Simmons. You got a lot of guys out there. But Minkah, he came into the league. He could do everything. Corner, he can cover, he just slot. That's kind of why he wanted to get out of Miami. Miami wanted to do too much with him, but he got to Pittsburgh. They put him in a position. So I think he's going to continue to flourish. He ball production. He can fly around, make all the plays. Oh, okay, Pop, I see you out there. I throw some sweet picks up right there.
Yeah.
So shout out to Minkah, man. Well deserved. I'm glad he got paid.
I mean, Freeman, Sergio, Pops. I believe I saw Melvin on there. That was a great lineup of pictures. Great work in the back there.
Go, boys.
You lost all service, D-Butt. You're currently no service, but it's perfect timing. We appreciate you stopping by. Maybe take that Louis XIII bottle to the internet folks, and let's see if we can get you back for next time. We appreciate the hell out of you, man.
Appreciate you. I don't know what the fuck happened.
Nah, it happens. Ladies and gentlemen, Darius Butler. Hey, the team rookie dinner is good move. Never heard of that before. Obviously, the Patriots do things the Patriots way. Tom walking in, just give me that. How many years that wine? All right, that's not enough. Give me the 50. Yeah, that one. All right. Nah, I don't like that one. Nah, don't like that one either. Can I get another one of these, please? Yep, that's $12,000 worth of wine. Oh, I didn't like any of them. Oh. All right, I'm out of here. I will see you guys.
Dump them out.
Yeah. That's really how it goes. In watching Garrett Wilson learn that, what is going on at Ohio State? You guys don't tell these guys the truth?
Jeez. I don't know how he doesn't know that, honestly. Maybe COVID. They've been all in shelter for the last 2 or 3 years.
Can we run that video, please, real quick, just to showcase what we were talking about here? Here's Garrett Wilson learning about what a rookie dinner is in the NFL, especially if you're a fucking top 10 pick.
They did tell me about the dinner. I got to take all the receivers to a dinner. That's going to be cool. I'm excited for that.
It's not gonna be cool. You know they gonna run that bill up like 75,000.
Oh yeah, you mean like the Louis the 13th you gonna have to buy at the restaurant? They ain't doing me for 75K. I ain't gonna fake it.
Nah. It's the rookie dinner. It's all of y'all.
You the 10th pick of the draft too. They know you got 20 guaranteed. Wait, what you say? Rookie dinner is?
He thinks it's his decision.
It was so cute. It was so cute.
Hey, listen. 75.
Hold up. Yeah, that's coming. Unreal. How do you not know that? Ohio State's not preparing these guys for the NFL, AJ? Bobby Carpenter's not running laps with them anymore?
I mean, I would imagine Bob has had plenty of conversations with him. Bob, I don't know why I didn't mention this to him. He should have talked. Mangold obviously doesn't live in Columbus right now, but Nick and DeBrickashaw Ferguson were both first-round picks this year. I think they took him to Atlantis or Vegas. Like he took the whole O-line.
Damn.
Yeah. Yep. That's one of the ones that I heard about. Like, you should see what they did to fucking these two guys. They got a chance to get a plane and fly to Vegas and do the whole thing. The plane? Yeah. Had to be a big plane, too. A lot of big guys.
Yeah.
Can't be one of those small planes. Has to be a big plane. That's insanity. I did see Ohio State leads the entire league in NIL stuff, though. Look at Ohio State.
Wow.
Front Office Sports, which, love-hate relationship with, but they break a lot of news. Ohio State athletes have surpassed 1,000 NIL deals in year one per OSU NIL. The Buckeyes have ranked first in NIL compensation and number of athletes with at least one NIL deal. Look at you guys over there in Columbus.
Yeah.
This has kind of been the way it's always been. If you're a player for the Ohio State Buckeyes, there's going to be money for you to find around Ohio because everybody in Ohio fucking loves the Ohio State Buckeyes. You could be a Browns fan, a Bengals fan. Fuck, you could be a fan of anything in Ohio. But if you were born in the state that creates those similar type humans at a rapid rate, you love the Ohio State Buckeyes. AJ, you've been getting paid by these guys for a long time. Are you pumped that Ohio State has a real chance at competing with a lot of these big-time programs down in the South? And although Ryan Day came out and said, hey, we need like $13 million, everybody in Columbus was like, you fucking got it, pal. Sure. All you got to do is just put a lot of bird call out there. Columbus is the real deal, AJ, the fucking real deal.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this before, Pat, where I assumed every school was the same way, where when we would get done, you get done with your bowl game your senior year, you go out and you can sign autographs once or twice a week around the state, and you can make a great chunk of money doing that. I
How much?
How much like that? What do you mean?
How much? Great chunk of money.
Per sign or just like over? What do you mean?
Let's say one offseason after you're done being a senior at Ohio State going into the draft, one offseason before draft, how much money you think guys can make signing autographs?
It depends how many you would want to do and what position and all of that. But I mean, the range, just for one 2 hour signing easily when you're done, the lowest end probably gets what, $2,000 up to 50, 40 for 2 hours.
Jesus.
So you do like 5 of those.
Yeah. So AJ got 50.
Yeah, of course.
No. Like I'm saying, the range can be crazy though.
Yeah,
depending on if you won your bowl game, what your whole thing was like.
Ohio State has been.
Now you get paid while you're playing though. That's the thing. Now you get that while you're on the team. Pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
I'd say.
Hey, it's good for Ohio State, honestly. They're going to be one of the only programs in the country that can keep up with some of these other schools that have been doing this for a long time, mostly because it's already built in, it feels like. The cult is already there, right? Yeah. They spend money every weekend at charity events.
Yeah. Remember we read that tweet that the car dealership is tweeting at Ryan Day's tweet saying, hey, we're looking to give money away. Call us.
Just fucking tell us, Ryan. Jeez, we just sold 15 cars. We're ready to send all that money right to the program. You let us know who needs it. CJ Stroud? No problem.
What's G-Wagon?
Whatever the fuck you guys want. Let's win some games up here. Because the OH... That's your turn. It's your turn. Got your fucking tongue. Is your mic muted?
What are we doing?
Come on, dude.
Will you please?
Am I the caller? Was it Mike, Steve? Who was the caller?
Oh, my God. Minnesota spelled out their entire state, okay, the other night on Friday. Said their name 3-4 times. Don't let recruits see that, okay? They see the Minnesotans doing that, and then they see this fucking guy, Ohio State legend, refusing to buy in to the program. All these sponsors are giving all this money, and they got you, the face of Ohio State, every single day, refusing to buy into the program. Do you think you're maybe running this team into the fucking ground?
Wow.
Do you think about that, AJ?
I might have to think about that now. Thank you for bringing it to my attention.
No problem.
Backyard. He doesn't fucking care.
This guy's been getting fucking money hand over fist the last 50 years living in that goddamn.
Yeah.
Just, hey, give me back to Columbus. I'll get all this money.
And I gave the IO back to all of them. Every one of them.
Well, not the recruits. They see it every single day. Refuse to give it out there.
Recruits. Yeah, when I see recruits and their parents yell at me, IO, baby, go high five, give them the rock, boom, boom, boom.
It's not real, though. You see it. You see it here every day. It's not real. As soon as you graduate, he won't say anything to you.
Dirtbag.
But a follow-up, the OHIOs will be wonderful in the national championship again if we get there and the town says, we're going to help We want to be a part of this. And that's the type of fan base you are hoping for in every single sport. Just like the Boston folks, how they were being chastised for being too aggressive and saying things, that's the fans you want. What's going on in Ohio State and has been going on in Ohio State, now that it's especially legal, every school is looking for that. And that by itself is a massive recruiting tool right there. But Front Office Sports just put out massive right there, AJ.
Every other AD in college sports is they look at some of these big time schools that have all these donors that are already kind of built in, been doing it for years, and it's what they do. Their whole family just continues that. I'm sure they're very jealous when they see an Ohio State, when other schools you got to go probably beat the streets, cold call, get all these new donors involved at all times. It's always a battle. Believe me, they are working their balls off at Ohio State to try to bring in more money every single day. I know that, but either way, man, it would be pretty nice.
I like having a small connection to the beautiful people of OH.
What about it?
This guy. Let's get to him.
Why would I do it now? What do you think? If you just continue to do it, you're going to bully me into
I thought it was going to be a makeup bio.
For the recruits.
A makeup bio.
For the recruits.
For Ohio.
The recruits know.
No, they
Not
don't.
Not anymore.
They have enough awareness to know you're sarcastic OH to me.
No, because there's people coming out of OH.
Doing what?
IO. That don't even know what a fucking rookie dinner is.
No,
That's right.
I'm worried that the self-awareness at Ohio State's going down. And that doesn't mean
focus
titles
on ball,
are coming
man.
up.
Everyone just focus on ball.
All right.
Love ball.
I love Ryan Day's got the whistle on it all the time.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if he would have said, hit to you in the middle while you're dropping
And I
off your
start
kid?
chopping my feet in the hallway at a basketball arena.
Oh my God, I don't. How many? Until I say we're done. Ryan Day gets the entire city of Columbus to do up downs at any time. That's why he wears the whistle. Fucking walks into the grocery store. You guys got any milk? We're out of milk. All right, fucking chop them. That would be fucking amazing.
I guarantee you he could get a full Kroger's to do that.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
That's how all in Ohio State is. Congrats to all of them. I wish there was a better representative that had a show every single day.
Me too.
We're back in 4 phone calls on the 5 Energy phone line, 1-833-4 McAfee. Also, Josina Anderson in the next hour, AJ.
Awesome. What time?
2:20 Eastern Standard, about 34 minutes from right now. We're back in 4 with some phone calls. Cheers. Everybody assumed that the Packers were going to try to get some weapons, and nobody has heard from you since Davante Adams got moved to the Las Vegas Raiders. When that move happens, obviously we know the connection and the relationship that you and Davante have. You've talked about it on this show ad nauseum and how much respect you have for him. Did that surprise you? Obviously you're not going to be able to replace a Davante Adams, but how has that conversation evolved with the Packers from you, and what do you think are going to be the steps going forward?
Well, we've had a lot of success with the second and third round receivers in Green Bay. You look at Greg Jennings and Jordy Nelson, Randall Cobb, James Jones in the third round, obviously Davante Adams in the second round. Those guys turned out pretty good. So I'm not sure. I think we're about to pick here in a second, but it was a little surprising with Davante. Obviously, when I made my decision, I was still thinking he was going to come back. I was very honest with him about my plans and my future and where I saw my career going as far as how many years I wanted to play. But I felt like he was going to be back. Didn't obviously turn out that way, but I have so much love for Tay and appreciate the time we spent together, and definitely wish him the best with Derek in Vegas. But that's a big hole to fill for sure.
Yeah, Davante's an absolute stud. And thank you for talking about that, by the way. I think people are going to be intrigued to hear that. Whenever you said that it did surprise you a little bit, I saw Mad Mel Kiper shake his head. But it doesn't sound like you are that pissed off about it either. You understand business is business, and you have faith and trust in Goody and LaFleur and everybody over at Green Bay, much more now than maybe in the past?
Well, it is the business. It's a tough business. It's a wonderful profession. And those of us who've been blessed to play for so long realize that completely. And there's a lot of things that happen that surprise you, even still. And I thought that based on the number that we offered Davante and, being able to play with me for a few more years would definitely make a difference. But in the end, I think he was ready to move on and wanted my help in making that happen. And it was a tough position to be in for sure because I love him and I care about him and want him to be happy. And he's definitely going to be missed.
What happened?
What's up?
So what did he
What?
No.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Are you
What?
serious? What is this?
What? Just. Oh, hey, you got one of these?
Holy shit!
Wow.
What the?
What is that? That ain't one of these.
What? This is
That ain't one of these.
This is Baby Belt 2.0. This is better than yours.
Whoa. No, that ain't. Look. Hey, look at mine, AJ. Huh? Daddy's this one. You got that little baby version. Look at that. You got a little baby Jesus title.
No. Oh, no. This has been my bracelet I've been wearing around the house lately.
Yeah, see, this ain't fitting around anybody.
No way.
Don't you worry about that. This is a thigh wrap. You know what are you doing?
Look, see, it's perfect. Right behind my wrist.
That's good.
Welcome back to the show. Today was a Foxy pick at store.patmcafeeshow.com.
Oh, yeah.
What is this, a spring collection or summer collection?
Yeah, call it either one. Pat McAfee Show collection. It's my favorite shirt right now.
You like the mint one?
Yeah, I love the mint one. I love this dark blue too, which is not on that graphic, but this, I love this color.
Oh, the Navy.
Now, so everybody remembers this, Foxy is an H&M model.
Yeah, exactly.
He is built like a mannequin. So some of these shirts I cannot put on my body, but know that going in that the spring collection is quite a hit amongst the supporters of the show. We appreciate them. Store.patmcafeeshow.com. 15% off. Thank you, Evan Fox, for making the selection. Welcome back to the show. AJ Hawk, you want to hit the phone lines or what, pal?
Yeah, let's hit the 5-hour energy phone lines.
Oh, right now you go to 5hourenergy.com. Use promo code McAfee. What do you receive, AJ Hawk?
I believe it's probably 15% off, maybe 20. They're so nice over there.
Well, actually, I do not recall.
Could be 10.
10%.
That
10%.
nice.
10% off. Let's go to Glenn in Chicago. Glenn, what's going on, pal?
Hey, Pat, how you doing?
Go, keep it moving, Glenn. All right, let's dive into it. Let's ride, all right?
Hey, Pat, how you doing?
Hey, Glenn, let's ride.
Hey, so I want to apologize for Friday. Wasn't even really understanding that I was live with you guys.
What do you, Glenn? I don't want to have to hang up on you. I mean, I already forgot about Friday.
Glenn.
Let's not look in the past. Let's live in the moment and look to the future, Glenn. Don't you worry about that. What do you want to talk about?
All right, so I have an issue with my father mainly, but I know a lot of ends deal with this stuff. What do you suggest, or what are your thoughts on people who doesn't understand wrestling? Like my father will say to me, "Why do you watch that stuff? Don't you know it's fake?" They're trying to dupe the viewer into believing what they see is real, but in reality, he watches movies all day long.
Yeah, Glenn, don't you worry about that guy.
Yeah.
You know, some people just don't get it. To those that do, their life is much better, though.
Hey, Glenn, your dad's a clown. How
Yeah.
about that?
Yeah, happy Father's Day.
Yeah, jeez.
Sorry about
Sounds
it.
like these guys had it out yesterday.
Yeah, it does seem like Father's Day did not turn out the way either of them expected when they woke up in the morning. You fucking watch Star Wars. Okay? What are you telling me that John Cena wasn't a Marine? All right?
Son of a bitch.
I don't need to hear it from you. Ain't that right, AJ?
That is, but Ty said he was a Marine. What do you mean? Like, for real?
Well, of course.
Once you get wrestling, you start to realize that everything is wrestling.
Everything is wrestling, yeah. Life is wrestling.
Yes.
Actually.
And one of our favorite, senators or whatever the hell it's called, did say he brought up John Cena's decorated past as well, unfortunately. So I think that has been put to bed.
Mike Gallagher. Let's go to Ed in Missouri on the 5-hour energy.
He had a strong reaction.
He did.
Yeah, he
and
did.
since he played the Marine in the movie, he said it's even more, be more of a kind of a shot directly at me, he said, which I can respect. Let's go to Edvin in St. Louis. Edvin, what's going on?
How you doing, man?
Hey, is it Edvin or Edwin?
Edvin with a V.
Ooh, that'll be Mitt. That'll be Mitt. There you go.
Different, huh? You like that?
Yeah, I like it. It sounds exotic.
Edvin.
My name's Edvin.
Good. I like it. Just like the Kush I smoke. But
Edvin's high as shit right now. Edvin, what are you doing?
Anyways,
You smoking bowls? Bongs? Blunts? Jays? Pre-rolls? Wax? What are you smoking, pal?
I'm a dab guy.
Oh, Edvin, come back down to earth. What do you want to talk about?
All right, so I want to go ahead and congratulate the Brooklyn Police Department for being able to find Kyrie Irving after he went missing after Game 1.
Oh, congrats to BPD.
Holy shit.
Jeez.
And then now, since we just talked about wrestling, I want to ask you guys a quick question. This one's for you, Pat.
Okay.
In WrestleMania 40, when you have the chance to wrestle Gronk, who do you think is going to, or Rob Gronkowski, who do you think is going to win?
Edvin, come on.
Edvin.
I'm on Gronk's side, dude. I'm one of the biggest Gronk advocates of all time. I love Gronkowski, who's still a free agent, by the way. They did a segment on him on Get Up this morning, thinking late July when you'll get his answer. Is Rob Gronkowski just saying, I'll see you guys training camp? Is that what's happening? And I love it. Is he going to sign a one-year deal, do the same damn thing next year? What do you think, AJ?
I would imagine. Why would he have any reason to sign right now? Would it give him any benefit to go sign with Tampa Bay right now?
Well, he'll learn the offense. He knows it. He'll learn the court. He learns it. He'll get a chance to learn the city. He knows it. Yeah, there's zero benefit to him signing right now, AJ.
He might as well wait 10 days into training camp too. Get it. Don't go take part in those first 10 days where you just beat each other up.
But Gronk also, I think, said that it took him a little bit of time to get back up to speed.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe now they know the timing, the perfect timing, and everybody's expecting him to be a buck. He's a free agent, though. Why not come to the Colts, Gronk?
Packers?
Why not Colts?
Packers, though?
He's never going back to the Pats. Sorry about it. Hour 3 on the other side. Josina Anderson's first appearance and more. That was good.
Yeah, too.
Anytime you can get an and more in. AJ said,
Oh,
what else?
New news?
You know, AJ?
Yeah, I was just about to ask you. Oh, what's the and more?
Well, it was about a bike ride this weekend.
Oh, boy.
You went on a bike ride?
Yeah,
With who?
I got back on my bike.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, that's not.
I got back on my bike.
You're not the only
different bike ride, yeah.
No, I'm talking about my bike. What bike ride are you guys talking
We
about?
know. We know which one.
You scumbags taking them.
Yeah, what's this all about? This is a sports show.
I know it is, and I just hope Joe's okay after he, I'm glad President Biden damn near went over his handlebars.
Yeah.
Luckily,
Really?
he just fell off the side. But Jesus Christ, Joe, can't have you hitting a parked car out there riding your bike.
I will say,
take it easy.
One of the most relatable things I've seen.
Oh yeah,
President Biden do in some time. Everybody knows though, you lean towards your open foot. Like that was. Right?
Why does he have straps? Why does he need any kind of straps anyway?
It's fucking speed, dude. What are you talking about?
He's showing
They're
off.
going 30 miles an hour, man.
I'll tell you my question in a second.
Lean left. Oh no, Joe.
Dead.
Okay.
No, Joe.
Has
Lean
anyone seen
left,
this
Joe.
past this
He does.
Yeah.
He's lean left, Joe. Way left. What's going on?
Why didn't they show him getting up? Like every
didn't.
single clip, it cuts off right there.
Well, I do believe that's because the internet's going to do what the internet's going to
Secret
do.
Service came in and knocked that phone down.
Yeah.
They might have done the Men in Black thing where they said, now your phone remembers nothing.
Yeah.
And they missed this particular one. I think this had 20 million views on it, the one video I saw.
Yeah, just about.
It went pretty quick, especially in a very slow sport weekend. So involving an exercise and the president taking a spill. This one's going to go on the internet. You got to remain leaning left, though, Joe.
Yeah,
I mean,
Joe.
Just a fool.
that's amateur stuff there, Joe. Now, he's focused on a lot of things, obviously.
Sure.
Right.
Stuff going on.
It's probably been a while since he's been on a bike.
Yeah.
No, he does that every week. What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
Avid
does.
biker.
He's,
I think his brain just shut off and he fell over.
Secret Service guys.
oh, my God.
I forgot he was strapped in.
Yeah.
Bro, how old is he?
That happens.
70 what?
92. 78, I think.
Yeah, 78. I think I looked it up after watching this video.
79 years old. That is a broken.
Oh, that's what I said. He skinned his knee so bad.
Skin, like 79 is like the push the button to help, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like I've fallen, I can't get up type stuff.
Exactly.
Does he have a broken everything at this point?
Massive chance.
TBD. That one.
Man.
I opened my phone just out of nowhere, and it was like, oh no, Joe.
Oh, Joe.
Oh, Joe. Joe Rogan was down even.
Oh, yeah, interviewing him.
There's Joe Rogan interviewing him down on the camera.
Yeah, Yeah.
Hope he's okay. You
Our
know,
president can't be doing
hope it's okay. Yeah, a lot of people were saying President of the United States can't be falling on Blake.
Well, I mean, a lot of other clips started going of Joe right after it. Like this guy, and then it was maybe a 10-second clip.
Oh, Connor,
I'm just saying.
I saw Jim Conway.
Let's go break. We'll
What is your
We'll
problem?
got 3.5 minutes, and we'll be back for hour 3, obviously. That had to hurt so bad.
Oh, my God.
Hey, think about how bad that hurt, AJ.
And he had to act like it didn't hurt, though.
Oh, my God. I'm just thinking of when I was a kid and I'd accidentally get my foot stuck and fall. Let alone the bike falling on your leg.
Yep.
Which has all the that had to hurt.
Was his foot still in? Was his right foot still in the
Yes.
strap too? 'Cause
Yes.
that's not an easy like exit then to get up.
Yeah.
The hydrogen peroxide he had to put in the
Burns
cuts to
so hard.
get the pebbles out of it.
Ah, that burns so hard. Oh man, just trying to have a ride, man.
He was.
Come on, man. Back in 3 minutes. Can't wait for hour 3. This show.
Your Biden impression's spot on.
It's not me. It's Ty. I'm doing an impression of Ty doing a Biden, which does happen in a lot of impression games, I believe. People are doing an impression of. Big news coming out of stuff.
Yes.
Can't wait to
That's
talk
right.
about it.
You're right. I wanted to hit on that.
See you in about 2 minutes. This system crashed out. Only one camera is of use at this moment. For those that are watching at home, we apologize. This makes me feel good Friday.
I can't believe that the cameras aren't working on today of all days.
Yeah, well, I mean, if
This is the universe.
Oh, hey, pal. How you doing?
Gabagool. Wow, we're going. I need a nice cold Bud Light.
Oh, you're fucking out.
How's your fan? How's your fan?
Maybe a couple whiskeys.
What? 80,000 individual eyes that are looking at these eyes right now. What the fuck are you doing?
2 scotches.
What? Are you kidding me?
Tequila.
What?
55, 56, 63. That's how many new wrinkles I'm going to bring to the office.
I get things done, Patty.
Vodka. What?
He said I was on meth. I ain't ever done meth.
Dirty dressed up like Russell Wilson.
Margarita.
What? He's Brett Michaels.
You're fucking out. More ice cold Bud Light. What? More ice cold Bud Light. What? More ice cold Bud Light. What?
Ice cold.
Cheers.
Thanks everybody for watching.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Speaking his mind
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
while being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat
What the fuck are
McAfee
you
Show
doing?
starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, welcome back to that show. Hour 3, Monday, June 20th. Let's ride. To my left, your right. AJ Hawk just saddled the horse. The Toxic Table at Ty Schmidt at Boston Connor. One half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys at Tone Diggs is here. Tonight, the Stanley Cup will have Game 3 live in Tampa Bay. The Colorado Avalanche, who feature an in-law of this man to my left, your right, AJ Hawk, have been on an absolute slaughtering spree of the back-to-back Stanley Cup champions. They beat the Tampa Bay Lightning 7-0 on Saturday. It was tough to watch if you're a Lightning fan, a new Lightning fan, or just a fan in general of Patty Maroon and hockey as a whole. Our host, though, that's Hockey Talk, at Nick Moraldo. Is there a chance that Tampa Bay Lightning get this thing close? And if they lose tonight, is that all she wrote in hockey, pal?
Pat, there's absolutely a chance. There's a reason.
What happened to Vasilevsky? This
Yeah,
guy,
God.
supposed to be the best goalie of all whole time. AJ, this guy's supposed to go down as a GOAT, giving up 7. Would have gave up 10. Would have gave up 100 on Saturday. Is he dead? Is he done? Did something happen to his eyes? Can't stop anything on his blocker side? Are the Tampa Bay Lightning, the team that we saddled to drink out of Lordo, are they done, Nick? What is going on? I haven't lost faith in Stammer and Patty Maroon and the boys.
Sure.
I haven't completely ruled out them coming back. I just need to know from a hockey expert, are the Tampa Bay Lightning hoisting Lordo or not?
It's not looking good, Pat.
Oh, God damn it.
There's a chance. You can't count them out yet. They've been down 2-0 in series before, but the way they've gone down in 2-0 in those series, they've had much more life in those games. You could tell, right? You can tell by the look of the team. They just look like they're out of gas, they're out of steam, whatever you want to call it. But maybe getting back on home ice down there in Tampa with all the crowd chanting, "Go Boats!" Get Patty Maroon out there for a big shift, lay a big hit, get something going early. You can kind of hopefully turn things around. But if Vasilevsky's going to continue with that little bit of pedestrian play he's got going on, they got no shot.
They're just flicking pucks, by the way, into the fucking crowd.
Yeah.
Every game, they're just flicking pucks into the crowd. 2 minutes for trying to clear the fucking puck and not knowing how to do it. You look like an amateur team. Why are they finding them? 1 minute in, they found the
That thin air, man.
It is.
That thin air, that altitude. The puck is traveling too far for them. They want to get back into Tampa.
Maybe. Tampa's thick air, by the way. What are you talking about from one to the other? They're going from swamp to mile high. Hopefully Tampa will be able to take advantage. What time's that game tonight?
8 p.m.
Let's go.
Well, you know, they say series doesn't start until you lose one at home.
That's true.
Really?
So Colorado hasn't even started this series yet, and that's kind of a problem.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
That's what you're saying if you're betting on the Bolts. If I was Tampa, I would turn 1 or 2 of those AC units off they got down there. Let that ice get a little sloppy.
Slow them down. Grow
Slow
the
'em
grass
down.
like the Bears and the Steelers.
Genius.
Need to get a little bit of a sloppy ice. This Avalanche team looks like they're on fast forward, AJ. And obviously you've been watching all season because your brother-in-law's on the squad. They are fucking so fast. It makes no sense to me, AJ.
It doesn't, and people have been telling me all year, oh yeah, they're awesome, they have a great team. They said but in the playoffs, like everything is different. Like every team is fast, every team can roll. And I don't know anything about hockey, but I was even texting Nick during this game, and Nick, sorry, I know you're at a wedding. I was just, like, the Abs are absolutely suffocating at all times. Like I feel like if you're playing against them, I don't know, like everybody seems so fast, and they're always like pressuring. What do you call it? Forechecking is like pressing in basketball.
Well,
they're everywhere. I feel like.
And it feels like anytime they go to pass, Tampa Bay goes to pass the puck to the point, if they're already in, it's picked off by the Avalanche. And I don't know if that's because they're faster, smarter, or just more prepared. It's tough for me because I didn't play, but it just feels like they're everywhere. To your point about suffocating, like Tampa has not really started anything at any point without the Colorado Avalanche just go, not going to happen. That honestly, the demoralization of the Tampa Bay Lightning has to be at an all-time high right now.
It is, because we've never seen them look like this before. The last time they've looked like this was when they had that historic 62 or 60-win season. Then they go and get swept in the first round by the Columbus Blue Jackets in that shocking upset, and everyone thought that was insane. Then they go on the run, win 2 cups, and they haven't looked like that since then. So it's been 2 years since you've seen Tampa really be completely vulnerable like this. And it's put everyone on notice. Like, hey, Colorado was, from the start of the season to the end of the season, the odds-on favorite to win the cup. And I think everyone kind of slept on them because of how easily they made it look on their playoff run to the finals here.
They're so fast.
Yeah,
so fast.
Unbelievable. They never give up. They were up 3-4-0, and 3 seconds later, they're shooting again. Like they're always firing pucks at the net.
So I don't think hockey is a sport where you can just I guess you can just dump it and sit back, but hockey like exposes you. Like you have to go.
It's hard to do that nowadays. That used to be the thing, and that's why you'd see a lot. They called it the dead puck era. You saw a lot of games like 1-0, 2-1. You used to be able to sit on a lead, dump pucks in, grab, clutch, obstruct, and slow guys down. Now it's so fast.
You got to play.
You have to keep playing.
Which I respect it, like because you can get got, and also you can get hurt out there. This is what people say about baseball, right? Like baseball, you have to pitch. You have to give the other team an opportunity. It feels like hockey, the team that's either in the lead has to keep playing, and if you're behind, you can turn it around, which we have seen Tampa do in the past. Remember, I think it was 3-0, then 3-1, then 3-3 out of nowhere. Then Tampa has done it. So that thing just continuing to go. You got me scared, AJ. You got me scared. You know what I mean? I want the boys to be showering naked down there with Florida.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With Tampa. You got me scared for my boys down there, AJ.
you would think that this would be a game that they want to win tonight, I guess, for Tampa to get back on the right track. But if they, I don't know. What if Colorado comes out, boom, jumps out to a 3-0 lead early again?
Ratings are going to go through the pooper.
Yeah, big time.
Boom, down it goes. I assume this is good ratings for the NHL?
It has been historic highs, I believe, in Game 1. I think it was like, and you're going to laugh, but I think it was in like 4.6 million.
Let's go.
Hey, that's a lot for an NHL game.
Who's laughing? Not me.
Yeah.
You get multiple millions of people watching anything these days, you're in a good spot.
Hats off.
Hats off to you. The Penguins haven't played in like 4 years.
Yeah.
When was the last time the Pens were on the ice? Like 4 months ago. We got Pasternak since.
Well,
right?
Are they going to have to rebuild?
Who?
The Pens?
No.
People are talking about Gino getting signed to a rival of ours.
Who?
Either Washington or.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Pasta's coming.
He and Ovechkin together?
Yeah, a lot of Russian translators down there in that team.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he might be a little bit more comfortable. I don't know. It's not good. Anyways, let's get back to some sports that people know about. Sorry, 4.5 million people watch.
Yes.
That's right.
Lordo.
That's a ton.
That is a ton.
Yeah.
The breaking news, BTS has landed its sixth #1 album on the Billboard 200 chart with Proof. So
Fucking did it again.
way to go, BTS. They did it the first time. Everybody was like, no, this is just, they're not going to have their time. Did it a second time. Said, how long can this K-pop thing really go?
Wow.
Then a third and a fourth time, said, well, now it's just natural. Anything they do is going to be good. The fifth time, people are like, this has got to be the last time. Here we are with another one, making it 6. I mean, this BTS squad isn't slowing down, AJ. The entire conversation about them maybe unraveling and maybe breaking up, that was all a bunch of bullshit.
Okay.
BTS can go however long they want to go, and they will, AJ. And that's part of being the BTS crew. You know what I mean?
That is. I didn't know. Is it? They're 7 deep, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So they have to split up all their money. Who put them together? Is there like a Simon Cowell that's collecting all the money?
I think they're boys just from back home.
A couple lads.
Yeah.
Or was it like a competition show?
I don't know. I do not know the beginning because whenever I was introduced to BTS, they were already a well-oiled, incredible machine.
Mm-hmm.
They show up, everybody goes crazy, they play a banger, they leave. Remember, they started showing up in award shows, our award shows,
Yes.
and just dominating everything.
Mm-hmm.
I think like Brad Pitt would walk on a stage, and then if a BTS guy would get up to go take a piss, the entire auditorium, oh!
Yeah.
Sorry for the interruption there, Brad Pitt. BTS had to go take a piss. Like, that's kind of what happened. They took over. Now they're still doing it. I'm so proud of them, AJ. I'm so proud of them, man.
So proud.
I am. I'm proud of these
So
kids.
they beat Drake's ass? Is that what we're saying?
Well, that was a dance album.
So
It's a pop album.
I guess that's what I'm asking. Is it any different?
Well, just because you're from the past and don't understand the future and you didn't like Drake's album doesn't mean anything about what we're talking about
Well,
right
I understand Drake was pretty busy winning a championship for his own basketball league, so this album wasn't going to be the same, but...
now. Hey, some guys got handles in that league.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Drake's album's #1 in Sweden, I believe.
Is
Okay,
it?
good.
I think so.
Oh, that's big for the dance community.
Yeah.
Well, that's why. Yeah, so they've accepted him.
Okay.
Sounds like it.
Congrats, Drake.
You did it, Drake.
Drake House Mafia.
BTS is an institution, you know. Drake is as well, but nobody can touch BTS.
Yeah, Drake's evolving right now.
Yeah, exactly.
He's evolving. He's expanding, AJ, which we
He's not allowed to grow as an artist?
Exactly. That's what we've been saying this whole time.
Let the guy
Now, with that being said, just know that the next couple albums probably not for us either, though.
True.
So let's not get mad about it. He's evolving and changing who's listening to his music. That's what all great artists do.
Yep.
Yeah, but nothing wrong with turning the clocks back, you know.
Yeah, a couple songs maybe. Let us hear a couple.
Yeah,
maybe.
maybe just a few.
Eagles have a brand new logo, AJ. Does this say Super Bowl or not? You tell me. I mean, a fresh new energy now, not only in the building, but on the helmets. Sirianni's really come in there, said we want dogs, got a whole new squad, big trade on draft night for A.J. Brown. Jalen Hurts is going to be the guy. They got a new logo. Might as well give him the Lombo at this point. Ain't that right, AJ?
Yeah, you might as well give it to him. I actually like the new one better than the old one, so I'm okay with it.
So I'm torn.
I mean, I don't really care either way, but I think the new one looks good.
Is it worth it to roll out a bunch of new merch? I get it. Yes.
Make some cash.
Exactly. I get it. Is it worth it to say, hey, we're in a new era? Yes. But that old one is pretty sick.
Yeah, it's awesome.
From what I saw,
they'll come
too,
back to it. What do you mean? It's all the plan.
Eagles fans were pissed.
Really?
Yeah, they love that old logo.
That's a dope logo. Like that is a very people. If Other teams are looking for this logo. The USFL was praying for this logo to catch on.
Yeah.
The Live Tour with all their new teams, they're praying for something like this. Other NFL teams that have gone through like a rebrand after rebrand after rebrand, we're praying for something like this to catch on as much as it did this Eagles. So them changing it, maybe people who are saying like, oh, okay, must be nice. You have a fucking one that is liked by damn near all your fans, and you're saying, no, we want to get into the game of trying to find one or find something. But also, turn the page.
Yeah.
So I can respect both angles from it all. I like the old one, though.
It's awesome.
Yeah, but look at the E's. It looks like they have dog ears on the sides of them.
Oh.
What's that supposed to be?
A dog's ear.
Wings.
Yeah.
Take these broken wings and put them on the E's.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Put them on the E's. Do you think it was, we're going into a recession, so maybe less paint?
Only one color now. You don't need black and white.
And green. I think there's also green on this one here, I believe.
Man.
So
if I had a team in the NFL, I would try to have my squad wear full different uniforms all 17 games.
That'd be sweet.
And have them all be liked by their fans?
Yeah, and then cool. Oh, wait, I got to get the Week 4 jersey from this year. Oh, I got Week 6 from 2012. So everyone just selling everything.
Well, think about the hats, too. The hats that had this one on, now Artifact, need the new one, which they'll sell. The merch, the shirts, the bands, the flags, probably.
Yeah.
Just an entire new dabble in the whole thing. It's not a cash grab, though. Not a cash grab. Nope. This is just new era.
Yeah, they can afford A.J. Brown. But, I remember when they when they changed their logo from the last one. Because that logo looks awesome on hats as well.
The bird?
Yeah, just the bird.
And what was the green? It was a different green.
It was like a Kelly green.
Yeah.
That was.
Yeah. Eagles,
nice.
storied franchise.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Any change you make to anything, especially that's beloved by people are going to hate. Will you get over the new Eagles if the Eagles go win a Super Bowl? Yes.
Probably.
If they stink.
Absolutely. And if they stink, we know who we're blaming.
Yeah.
Fucking marketing department. Hope you're happy. Hope you're happy, marketing department. Starting to see more and more social media videos that are, giving away the behind the scenes stuff of that around the NFL and around college football, AJ.
Which one? Are you talking about a certain one?
So the Russell Wilson one has now led to others thinking they should do something similar. And my wife and I were chatting about this yesterday. You're very vulnerable. Players, when they go into those shoots for the stadium or social media, for any of those things, where they have to step into their thespian boots, okay, in a dead quiet room with 5-6 people behind the camera and the ideas. Now these guys who play football for a living have to envision themselves in a stadium on a jumbotron.
Yep.
And that might sound easy for some people, and I feel like I am pretty comfortable in most situations. There was times I walked in there and I was like incredibly uncomfortable. Like, I don't know any of these people and they're gonna have me do something. What's this gonna be on? Oh, this is
That's saying a lot for you.
Yes.
I know whenever I go in I'd feel very uncomfortable. I'm like, hey guys, I know I have a lot of guys on my team that would be great at this. I'm probably not the person to do this, but yeah, so for you to go in and say, like, which one are you referencing? I saw a few of them. Who do you think got him? Who do you think, would you be mad if you were doing that and you saw a couple of the social media team filming you with their phone?
Yeah, I'm just saying, I don't think they have any empathy at all for the player. Like, that's just kind of been my...
I don't think they're thinking about it. I think they think the player might think it's cool.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think there's zero empathy for... That is some people's biggest fear, what is happening right there. And listen, some of them... I think the Penn State guy was like, oh, no, show the good one or I'm cool with it or whatever. And people... Maybe Russell Wilson was okay with it. But this can't become a common trend. Can't just be catching guys and taking advantage of their names so that you can get a little pop on the internet and build your resume, Like,
well, that's got to be part of it, too. If you're running a team social media account, you have to show growth, I would imagine, in followers and everything. So you need stuff to get out there. You need shows like ours to run it and talk about what you're doing.
Well, everything, yeah, because that only makes you more vital and important to the overall growth of the company. I'm just saying, I think there should be a little bit, there's different ways to go about doing stuff. You don't always have to make the player look like a fucking idiot.
Especially when a lot of those tweets they're putting the crying emoji, so it's eliciting people to talk shit in the comments and stuff like that.
Oh, look at these dumb idiots!
Yeah,
these
exactly.
Big dumb doofuses.
Yeah, I don't. And it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I mean, that is an uncomfortable thing. Even just imagine yourself at home. And I'm not saying we go on microphones, but imagine Connor sitting in a room with some people he's probably never met before, and they're going, all right, I need you to say, like, hey, Colts fans, let's go. And then you say, hey, Colts fans, let's go. Need a little bit more energy.
Okay.
Right? Put yourself in the stadium. You're on the Jumbotron. Go ahead in there. Hey, Colts fans, let's go. All right, dial it back. Can't have you screaming and back.
Okay.
Like, just the whole process is very abnormal for guys. And I just hope that gets thought about. I just hope that gets thought about where everybody's having their little laughs at the expense of some uncomfortable player put into a position by these social media teams doing anything for views, AJ. I don't like it, not one bit.
Well, do you think it could get as bad? Hopefully they have enough awareness to not put a behind-the-scenes clip of a player trying to read a teleprompter.
So, Cade,
because we know that can be kind of embarrassing for people.
That's another thing I would do terrible at. I did see a video of Cade York, who I believe is new kicker for Browns, maybe?
Was he the LSU one?
Yeah.
I believe it's Brownson.
They put a video of him hitting a field goal up, and they said so smooth. They posted it. It was probably the worst ball Cade hit that time.
Oh, no.
Probably the worst ball. And Cade had to put underneath, not my best ball of the day, but I appreciate it because as I'm watching, I'm like, that ball's blocked. That is not. That one ain't gonna work. But they thought it was a good video, and there's gonna be a learning curve for everybody. We're just saying, can we please look out for the players?
Just ask.
Just can we look out for the players?
Yeah, hey,
It's
just
that
took
simple.
this video.
Just ask the person, hey, how do you feel about this rep? How do you feel about this video? How do you anything?
Yeah, they're your product, by the way.
That easy.
Joining us now is, a first-time guest.
Here we go.
Hey, here we go.
Come on now.
Hey, here we go.
History.
Here we go. Here we go. Been an insider for the NFL, in the NFL for a long time, formerly of ESPN, now with CBS. Emmy Award winning Josina Anderson.
What? Appreciate it. Okay, we raising the roof or we lowering the roof?
Hey, we're doing it all. Hey, we're very thankful you're here. How are you?
I'm good. I'm thankful for y'all bringing on the Black Girl Swirl on the show. That's what we're doing. And listen, because I don't know, is that a Cuban link necklace you have? Because if I gotta fit in, I got a big chain too now.
Look at that.
I'm just saying, I can put my hip hop chain on too now.
Hey, you look.
I'm just saying. Am I good now?
Yeah, you made us immediately much better. I mean, I can already tell. I don't know if we have any conversation of substance. You've already made our show better. We appreciate you.
Go.
Hey, we know you're very busy. Thank you for taking time out. We can't wait to chat with you. There's some things cooking here in the NFL with the summer kicking off. What do you think is the next big story to break? And how do you feel? I mean, we'll start in Cleveland. You were just there. Is the Baker news going to be the next big news, you think? The Deshaun news? Seems like Cleveland is the focal point of a lot of these offseason convos, Josina, and we know you were just there.
Well, we know that the league right now prefers to try to get this thing resolved with Deshaun Watson prior to training camp. I mean, I think that's just fair for the Browns to have an idea of who their quarterback is and for everybody in the league to just move on from this, because this has just been going on for some time. And I also say that because I got a text, from a league source around the Panther situation, who on Friday was telling me that nothing was coming down imminently. But I did hear going into the weekend, and I tweeted about this, that per my understanding, there are people from the organization, I'll just leave it at that, kind of looking into Baker's situation, still asking questions relative to the football side and the personal side. And what I mean by that is obviously things that don't have to just do with X's and O's.
Josina, how much, is there an estimate of how much they're going to have to pick up of his salary for the Browns to actually let him go?
So the last thing I heard, and my understanding is that the Browns are willing to do whatever is fair. And obviously, whatever the interpretation of fair is kind of differs between both teams. But one thing I've been saying, AJ, is that and also Pat and everybody else, is that this for me is not really a money thing, right? Because the Browns have $42 million in cap space. The Panthers have 25. And when you're looking at Baker's salary in 18, this is not like something that the Panthers can't afford. To me, this is about principle and about philosophy and what both teams feels like should happen per the situation. So it's not really about affordability. It's about what do I think I should pay, because I know eventually you have to get rid of Baker. And from their side is, what should we not pay, because we know that he's coming there to be a starter. And right now you have quarterbacks that are making upward of $40 million in this league. So when you think about the option amount at 18, that's not really anything, Pat. I mean, that's not really nothing. So this is all about, to me, pride and philosophy off what should happen. But look at this. It's easy to back off of this, right? In May and June, when we're all getting ready to do our Nantucket vacations. I'm sure y'all going to the Maldives, the Bees, or wherever the heck y'all going, right? Once y'all finish that. But what I'm saying is when we get to September, August, or whatever, it's a little harder to play that off.
Okay, do you think Baker's going to be on the move for sure? You think that's a done deal? They're going to end up having to figure it out?
Well, eventually you have to do it. But I really think a lot of this also comes down to Baker. Like I said, I know for a fact, guys, that the Browns are willing to do what's fair, obviously, right? But you have some kind of mitigating circumstances with Deshaun's situation. And per what I was hearing, because people are like, well, they got to cut him because eventually he has to go. Well, not necessarily. One, because everything that I've heard is that why are we going to cut Baker when we have to pay him anyways? So we might as well get something out of it. And that's not just to sit at home with your ball in the sandbox talking about, I'm not going to play.
Okay, so the Deshaun Watson news, you're saying everybody wants it? Everybody wants the news around the NFL. We have kind of learned about the process of how it'll go. The NFL and the NFLPA will present their case to Sue Robinson, who's a former federal judge who's been hired for the first time here as an independent arbitrator because Roger Goodell was judge, jury, and executioner under the previous CBA, and everybody hated it. Now, they added a layer of protection to that narrative by having Sue Robinson hear the case, and then she'll present a recommendation to Goodell. Goodell inevitably makes a decision in the end. Do you think Goodell already knows what he wants to punish? And do you think Sue already knows what she wants to punish? They just have to go through the entire process. And what is everybody expecting here, Josina?
So a few questions there. You're absolutely right as far as Sue Robinson, right? And jointly appointed by both sides. And she's going to listen to the recommendation from the league. Obviously, Lisa Friel has been leading that investigation. She'll make her determination. Now, one thing I do want to say is that if she determines there's no violation, there's nothing that happens after that. If she determines that there is a violation, either side can appeal. Roger Goodell eventually will come down. He can go up or down with that determination. We expect her, I would say, based on the things that I hear, and that would answer another part of your question, which is the thing that I've heard is, Joe, you have to listen to the history of recommendations. And what do I mean by that? In terms of prior suspensions that have happened. Now, that doesn't mean that every case that has happened in the past, whether it be Ben Roethlisberger, Ezekiel Elliott, Kareem Hunt, Antonio Brown, is the apples to apples situation, but there's some precedent there as far as discipline occurring. It's not apples to apples. So the person is saying to me that when you look at that, that lays some sort of groundwork. It doesn't mean that I'm basically trying to enter a prejudice with regards to Deshaun, but if you're listening to some of the things that you hear, it's a little bit harder to believe that something won't happen, but it's basically what will it be? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, something's going to happen. I feel like we heard from Ian Rappaport that the thought of it just being a fine is really no more. And I think we on the outside have all just assumed that, yeah, it's definitely going to be a suspension. How many? And then it'll be Sue's job, I guess, to give the recommendation to Roger Goodell, who then can do whatever the hell he wants. Let's talk about another Cleveland Browns situation that has happened, right? It feels like Cleveland's part of all this. Odell Beckham Sr. puts out a video about Odell Beckham Jr. getting fucked over in Cleveland.
We going back to Odell. We going back to OBJ.
Have to. So he's out of Cleveland. He goes to the Rams. Immediately becomes a superstar again. Immediately wins the Super Bowl. Would have won the MVP. Maybe he stays healthy during the Super Bowl.
I feel that's no question.
Yes.
I feel he was on his way. The way he was balling out in the first half, to me, it was no question, but go ahead.
Concur completely. So now he's a free agent. He's coming back from a surgery. He's obviously healing faster than anybody else because he's Odell Beckham Jr. We've heard about him going to McVay's wedding, crashing it, not being invited. We've heard Myles Garrett say, hey, pick up the phone, Slime, go back to Cleveland. What is the market for OBJ? And you tweeted, $7 million, ain't gonna cut it, or ain't getting it done. Hashtag allegedly. Now, I might
have had a few conversations.
Yeah, allegedly. But what is the market right now for OBJ? It has to be everybody wants him, or is everybody expecting him not to play for half a season, so they're a little bit gun shy?
Well, let's just make this clear. And I'm not OBJ's agent, right? But if I were OBJ, and teams are trying to figure out what's happening with my ACL, what I'm doing, where I want to go. All I'm doing is taking out the tape of the first half of the Super Bowl, playing that, and then hanging up. And some people, I mean, and to me, and AJ, you tell me what you think. If you see what contribution OBJ made in the Super Bowl, is that not worth? I'm asking you, is that not worth 10 million plus? Just that? If you're in the postseason, what is that worth to you all?
Yeah, if he can continue, like if he can do what he did, yeah, absolutely, and he proves that he's back at 100%. But what do you think his potential deal may look like? Could it be multi-year deal? Like what could it average?
It's going to be incentive based, isn't it, Josina? Don't you think every team?
That makes sense. Go ahead, Pat.
No, I was about to say, don't you think every team is going to want it to be incentive based just because of the injury in the Super Bowl? They're going to want high upside, and then he'll just have to go out there and prove it. And will OBJ think that's disrespectful?
Well, I can see how that makes sense, right, to include the incentives. But when you get down to the time around maybe when we're expecting that ACL to be healed, whether it be November, December, okay, everything is popping. Postseason is, coming on, and we have some attrition happening. Now we've got a few teams that might need a wide receiver. It's the same thing like with the Deshaun situation. People might feel like the 5-year $230 is not fair, but when you have competition for your services, it's about what people are willing to pay.
Yep.
So we can talk about what we think the market is until we get there and he's healed and we have some attrition happening, then it is what it is. I mean, me personally, like I said, I'm playing the tape. I'm turning off the phone. Y'all call me back and figure it out, because if you're trying to get this ring, by the way, or Richie already has, then you tell me what you think that's worth. You see what I'm saying? And let me tell you, okay, I know Pat knows how to negotiate.
Come on.
I know Pat knows how to negotiate. So Pat, you know about just letting people know what time it is, okay, and then letting them come back and letting you know. But if the Raiders, if the Ravens, if the Packers, if the Rams, whoever are all calling, then we can get that number up.
So are those the people that are calling, you think, in your mind? Or is it all the teams that need wide receivers you think are in the OBJ business? He's just not ready to make a decision yet?
I think that this is fair to say because OBJ put it on his own Twitter. I think it's fair to wonder if that amount is meeting OBJ's expectations. One, because he's still a free agent. Two, because they brought on Allen Robinson. And three, because he intimated it to a certain degree on his own Twitter page, as I try to remain safe there, right?
Yes,
so I
smart.
think that kind of lets you know, what may or may not be the case. Now, I will say this. I was at Super Bowl. I was in the tunnel right after the game when he was sitting on the cart. I saw Les Snead come over, gave him a dap, gave him a hug, whispered in his ear, and I felt like I saw, this is per my observation, less reassuring OBJ that he was going to be taking care of whatever that meant. Now, obviously nothing is signed yet, but OBJ still has, June? He still has a while to go in terms of healing that ACL, showing that to the teams. And if I'm him, I'm not trying to sign that anyways. I'm going to let stuff bubble up, percolate, and then let everybody call me.
Come to the Colts, OBJ. Your question.
I mean, I'm just saying, but I got a question for you.
Come on.
If you're Baker Mayfield, and I think this is one of the topics that we haven't talked about already, because I was having a conversation about this with lead sources out there, and I'm curious what you guys think on the show. If you're Baker Mayfield and you know that you have 18.85, whatever it is, 8 million coming to you guaranteed off of this option, but the Browns are sitting on you because they're like, we're paying you anyway. Let's say a team like the Panthers are like, well, we want the Browns to pay this ratio. Do you accept a pay cut or some sort of restructure to lessen the cap, hurt for this year in order to make sure that you get it going? Or do you risk possibly having to sit out a year, or better yet, coming back to the Browns? Because I'll tell you this before you just answer. Per what my understanding is, people understand that there's a perception out there on Baker, okay? And if he sits out and holding his ball in the sandbox, that it could look like that even more, and that's a leverage point. So I'm asking you, what do you do?
Yeah, so if you got to think about Baker's confidence in himself. So if I'm Baker and I'm incredibly confident, I know that this next year's money isn't going to be my wealth money. My wealth money is going to come from the deal that I play afterwards. So would I ever tell somebody to say, no, you don't You're going to get $18.5 million guaranteed regardless. Do you want to renegotiate down? Would be terrible business. But if he thinks he's a guy and that's going to be the only way to give him a starting option somewhere, you could see how maybe he would negotiate that. But there's nobody that's going to let him do that, Josina. Nobody's going to let him take less than $18.5 million, which he's already guaranteed. Don't you think?
Well, I definitely wouldn't do it. But the other fact, no, I know, because I want, Pat, I want all my money.
Everybody does. Yeah.
Everybody wants all their money, right? But the other factor here is playability. When are you playing? And does that hurt him to sit? And because here's the other thing I understand, like, as far as the Browns situation, if we're paying you, we're going to get something out of you. Okay, people keep talking. Oh, you're not gonna play for the Browns. Listen to your girl. If they're gonna pay, if they're gonna pay Baker Mayfield, you're not gonna just sit at home and not get nothing out of it. So what I'm saying is, if it were me, yes, I want my money. But if it affects me playing, and we got to go on the tape from last year, and I'm not playing, how does that impact my market? Do you think it impacts teams wanting him next year?
Yeah.
Pat?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I understand completely what you're saying. Yeah, there's a lot of the Baker Mayfield situation has become quite a pretzel too, because we saw clips, the OBS thing, right? Odell Beckham Sr. putting that clip out, and then nobody really fighting it. By the way, nobody really fought. Like nobody in the locker room was like, "Yeah, he's lying" or anything like that. And then there's clips of Baker walking down the sideline after something bad happened, and nobody talks to him. Not even like the kicker or the punter gives the starting quarterback like a, "Hey, it's all right." So something had to have gone completely toxic there. And in the NFL, once you're labeled somebody that's either toxic or a distraction, that shit is with you forever, like literally forever. So if I'm Baker, I think I'm trying to play and get that taste out of people's mouth as soon as possible, to your point.
Even if that involves taking a pay cut?
Yeah, I'm not doing that, but Baker, Ty, your question for Josina?
Josina, you've been an established insider for several years now. I'm curious, like, when you first became a reporter, was that always the goal, was, hey, I want to be an NFL insider? And also, like, was there ever a moment that kind of solidified, like, oh, shit, I actually am an insider? Like, because we know how connected you are with so many people.
So that's a really great question. First of all, I was an NBA insider before I was an NFL, but that's going way, way back. I'm not about to age myself, and I know none of you gentlemen about to ask me my age either.
That was like 5 years ago. We remember?
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Thank you. Y'all got women in your life. Thank be to God on that.
Yeah, LeBron's going to the Lakers.
Yeah,
like 5 years ago. Yeah, we remember that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the answer to your question is, when I used to work in Denver for Fox, I got a tip on Ricky Williams being out for the year when he was the running back for the Dolphins. But at the time I was working for Fox in Denver, and back in that era, it was kind of out of the realm to report on a market that wasn't sure. So initially the station, and I feel like I can talk about, I don't work there now, we're all good.
Yeah,
but they didn't want that story initially. And then we had to call Dan Lebitard and because he was in Miami at the time working for the Herald. My sports director asked him and said, I got this girl, she's saying this, we don't know about this story. And thanks to Lebitard, he wrote about it, gave me credit, and then ESPN ended up putting me on Cold Pieces. This was a long time ago, obviously.
No, you said it, not us.
And that's what started it. So I was like, oh, y'all kind of like this NFL insider thing, so let me keep going. And then I think after that, it was Larry Johnson's foot injury keeping him out of the Chiefs for the whole year. Herm Edwards was the coach at that time. People were trying to deny it and play it off like she got it wrong. Who is this little chick in Denver talking about she know this stuff and she don't know nothing about Denver? That ended up being true. So then it just stacked from there. So that's basically how I got started. That's what it was.
That's awesome.
Do you ever sit back and say, man, I got myself in way too deep. I wish I wasn't an insider anymore, because it's it seems like it's 24/7. You are on call at all times.
Well, let me tell you, I mean, the way Adam Schefter and them go about it as far as being on call all the time, I mean, I got to leave time. Pat knows this, for my dog, my hair, my nails, all that other stuff. I'm not quite 24/7. I'm more like 20, whatever. But But yeah, I mean, it's definitely a lot of commitment. I would say that before, like when I was in Denver, you would have a lot of anxiety about when you first did like major stories. I mean, I've done like star caps and things, all these types of major things. But now you develop and make sure that's nothing coming on my phone. You make sure that there is, right? I am expecting a
24/7.
Yeah. Right. But what I'm saying is now you don't have as much anxiety because you develop this repertoire of filters in terms of, deciding if someone's credible, if you're going to put something out, what your relationships are. So it's a network. But I will tell you, it doesn't happen overnight. You can't just parachute into it. So there you go.
A lot of years, a lot of hard work. We appreciate you for the NFL.
Yes.
What are your sources telling you about Lamar and Kyler? So Lamar Jackson, obviously, it is his choice not to renegotiate with the Baltimore Ravens entering the last year of his rookie deal. He can still get franchise tagged twice. So that'd be 3 years with like $110 or $115 million basically in guarantees. Then you'd be able to hit the market if they chose to franchise tag him twice. And who knows what the guarantees will be 3 years from now. Is he betting on himself, or is there a little bit of beef there in the future? And what do you expect to happen from that situation? And then how much does the Kyler situation affect all the other quarterback conversations currently potentially happening?
So as I told y'all before, I keep things relatively simple. I just want to say what I would do real quick. If I'm Lamar, I just put Deshaun Watson's contract on the table and say, do about 10 more million in this, 5 more million in this, and we're good. And then we could just sign. So that's just what I would do. Keep it simple. Okay. But it's Lamar, when he recently came back to mandatory camp, I believe he did say that he was, talking to DaCosta there in Baltimore, having conversations, that he wanted to be able to have his respite away from the team and just concentrate on getting ready. He had let people know behind the scenes that he was going to show up. So, and John Harbaugh, the head coach, and the team, I was down there at the league meetings in West Palm Beach, where they were continuously telling the media that, they're ready to engage. So from everything that obviously you've heard on the record is that Baltimore has been willing. We'll see if something can get done. I believe that it's in Lamar's best interest to go ahead and knock it out, not necessarily try to go the Kirk Cousins route or what have you, just to protect yourself. But I don't have those specifics, and I would say that Lamar is very, very good. And trust me, we dialogue, but it's off the record is very, very, very small, and I respect his privacy. I think that he just has his way that he wants to get this done. I think the agents around the league know that have tried to, represent him, reporters who have tried to get at him or what have you. We just got to respect that process, and eventually it will trickle out. But I do think it makes sense for him to secure the multi-year contract extension and not play around with any injury or what have you. It worked out for Kirk because he didn't get no major injury, but you can't assure that will happen for you, Lamar. So if it's me, I would just go ahead and knock it out.
240 million, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, because I mean, you can go ahead and put your reasons out for that. You want to talk about, the situation in Cleveland. You want to talk about inflation. You want to talk about where you see the cap going. You want to do the franchise tag averages on the years coming up. There's all types of reasons why you could start there. But yes, I basically would just put Deshaun Watson's contract down, say, go ahead and increase on this, hang up, and then call me back.
What do you think? So what do you think about Kyler Murray then? Kyler Murray's allegedly that deal is about to get done here in the next 2 months. Steve Kime came on the show. He chatted about the timing of the schedule, when those conversations normally take place, as opposed to draft prep. Eric Burkhardt, who put the tweet out about Kyler's deal needs to get done before the draft or whatever. Do you see that finishing? What do you think the numbers are going to be for that? Because obviously Kyler has had success. He hasn't won an MVP like Lamar has. I don't think they've won a playoff game since he's got there. So what do you think that's going to be, and how does that deal get done, Josina?
Well, I think the fact that you've seen the tone change relative to when I was reporting about it back at Super Bowl, where there are things missing off social media, there are things coming, statements coming or what have you. The fact that you've seen the tone change, you said you had the general manager, Steve Kime, on your show, that lets you know that there's some sort of amicability there that has at least improved with regards to at least talking about it. The other thing when it comes to quarterbacks, I always say, is just like if you got a girlfriend, right? If you want to move on to another girl, that's good. but is she looking better or worse than what you already got? You always got to secure and make sure that if you're not doing something with Kyler, and this I'm going to tie it back around, who else would be your quarterback? It's always good to talk about what we're going to do or what we're not going to do, but what else is the option here? So I think the option is obviously to get it done. You don't want that type of distraction going into the season. I remember going back to the Jets, and this is not necessarily apples to apples because obviously Fitzpatrick is not to me, apples to Kyler, but I'll bring this point up to say that when you allow things to linger after they were 10-6 with Fitzpatrick, I feel like not getting that done basically just ruined the Jets after that for Todd Bowles' tenure. I don't think you want to have the same thing kind of melt over into this team, especially with the pressure put on that, organization relative to the amount of talent and the type of talent that they have on that team. So I think that it will get done. I think that the tone shows that they're on track to get it done. And as far as, the amount and stuff like that, I don't have a specific amount on that right now. I always like to say what I know, and I'd have to talk to a little bit more people behind the scenes before I truthfully give you a number on that.
Hey, I respect it. I appreciate you stopping by. We will chit-chat with you soon. Thank you for wearing the chain. Thank you for wearing the chain.
Oh, man, I'm coming through the BET Awards of this Sunday. I might go. So I think I just go ahead and get it on.
Absolute stud. Ladies and gentlemen, Josina Anderson. Thank you, Josina.
I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. That was awesome.
Yeah. Legend.
I mean, she was ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
She was asking us questions. AJ,
Oh, yeah.
You hear that?
Yeah, she's a reporter. Yeah, she's good at her job.
That's real, though, for the Baker Mayfield thing. Like, are you betting on your future? Take less money this year because that's really probably the only way it's going to end up happening? Or are you just going to stick around and not do it? That is a very fascinating question. And then the Kyler Murray thing as well. Do you want to move on from this? You've had success. You just re-upped your coach and your GM. But then I guess the Cleveland Browns said, yeah, we are going to move on from this and pay more money than anybody. And that's kind of setting the standard for everybody. Good hit there by Joseph.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
And if Baker plays like the first 4 games, right, and he plays really well, wouldn't that also benefit the Browns because they could ask for more?
Yeah. Everything works out positive if he ends up starting for the Browns.
Yeah.
But can he get past the awkwardness?
Are we a little too far gone now, though?
Come on. Can all of them get past the uncomfortable of, we hate each other?
It would be a remarkable turnaround. Like, I can imagine it is weird in there if Baker walks into that locker room.
Oh, yeah.
His players, the teammates are probably cool, but I don't know.
Some of them.
Who knows?
Some of them. There were some of them that were like, kind of took OBJ's side afterwards, after the fact. Mm-hmm. But bygones can be bygones, I guess.
Well, and if they just hate each other, but then he balls out week 1, won't those guys be like, okay, like this guy sucks, but let's ride.
They might need those guys to ball out, though.
True.
That's the whole sunshine, let them in thing.
That's right. Amari Cooper, though, new to the team, doesn't really would he have any qualms with Baker?
I don't think so.
No.
How about Stefanski, though? Whenever
Baker's
come out and said,
that's what I'm worried about.
This guy put me in a terrible position last year. Stefanski, we're just going over. I mean, what an interesting situation over there in Cleveland. Let's get to a break. We'll be back on the other side, wrap up this show with some phone calls. Big thanks to Josina for joining us.
Yeah.
She was in there. I don't like talking until I know the information, but let me go ahead and make a few phone calls. You can ask me about that later. All right.
That's awesome.
All right, you're absolutely right. And then her saying, I believe Odell has tweeted this himself.
Mm-hmm.
So my understanding of it is smart.
Protect myself
smart
here.
Move, smart move. Smart move. All right, we're back in 4. Can't wait to answer some phone calls and send this thing into Chris Mad Dog Russo. This is the Pat McAfee Show, Monday, June 20th. Cheers. Philadelphia is one of the biggest inspirations walking around the internet. Gio, the podcast. Okay, so you're 14 years old.
Yep.
You're from Philadelphia.
Yep.
Big time Eagles fan, podcaster. You were Carson Wentz's #1 fan.
Yeah. Yesterday, the AO1 invited me, and Carson invited me to the game, and I got to go on the sideline and meet Carson again. And he gave me a football.
Let's go! Yeah! You're obviously full of energy, full of optimism, full of upbeat, good vibes.
Yeah.
What do you go through on a day-to-day?
I've had 20 surgeries in my life, so it hasn't been easy. I have a condition called SJS, short-Stampel syndrome, and it's basically like muscular dystrophy with dwarfism. My elbows are dislocated. My left hip is dislocated. I had to get my right hip reconstructed. The reason I'm so optimistic is because life is too short to focus on the negativity.
Let's go! I'm sorry to hear that you have to be tougher than all of us on the day-to-day, but I am so incredibly thankful that you keep that mindset. How'd you develop love for football?
We've always been a football family, but then when I started having surgeries, I started watching football, and then I just kind of fell in love.
What does the rest of the season look like for the Indianapolis Colts, you think? Carson's going to keep himself safe out there?
Carson's going to have his best NFL season here in Indy.
Why is that?
He loves it here, and he's having fun. And when Carson Wentz is having fun, he plays his best.
Okay, and how about the Philadelphia Eagles?
I think they got a little developing to do with Jalen.
Are there any players that you'd like to get on your podcast?
Brian Dawkins.
Oh. Is he your favorite Eagle of all time?
Him, Carson, and Zach Ertz are my top three.
Oh, Zach Ertz.
Damn.
So
sorry.
Yeah.
Why is everybody getting traded out that you like? What's the deal?
I don't know.
You're really, really good at this. What's the name of the podcast?
Philly Sports with Giovanni.
One last message to somebody out there who maybe doesn't view life the right way, you think?
I'd just say find your happiness and find the thing that inspires you, like I found football, and just try to look on the optimistic side.
Hey, you absolutely crush it every single day. You crushed it in here. We appreciate you. We hope you loved Indianapolis, Indiana. Come back whenever you want. Ladies and gentlemen, Gio the podcaster.
Today's show is presented by Cash App. Cash App is the only finance app you need, and it's the easiest way to send money to your buddies, and you can buy pieces of Bitcoin or stocks with as little as $1. Oh, you're right. It is
now
going back
is
up.
The time.
For now.
Keep an eye out for another Winner Wednesday this week with the winners of last week's giveaways.
You're right.
Plus, Cash App is working on something big for next week.
What?
Really?
Mm-hmm. Stay tuned.
Okay.
If you aren't on Cash App yet, go use code McAfee for $15 as soon as you sign up. That's code McAfee for a free $15. Terms apply.
Hell yeah.
Hey, Bitcoin.
What happened?
Not good.
Well, it dropped down below 19 or something this weekend. I believe the last couple of years, people were getting in the 20s. I think it got all the way up to 30-something at one point. But much like the stock market, nobody has a clue when it's going to go up or go down. And that is still yet to be explained to me.
Uh-oh.
And this weekend, I don't want to say I said, thought so, but this weekend had a couple thought so moments. I'm not saying long-term Bitcoin's not going to be a great investment for people, but who has a shit ton of Bitcoin that decides when Bitcoin goes up and when Bitcoin goes down, just like the stock market? Until somebody can explain that to me, it's not going to be a big-time investment from old Pat McAfee.
No, and I think you're going to be searching for that answer for quite some time.
Yeah.
No, there's some people that committed their entire beings to this thing.
True.
Oh, yeah. Mining it.
Which makes no sense to me either. 'Cause
Exactly.
Then is the entire thing keeping track of who mines one off in Texas? But is the whole thing that's...
I don't know.
The highest it got to was 68,000.
Nice.
Down to 19. Jeez.
Man.
Now it's at 20, I think. Doesn't shut off on Friday. It's not like the stock market. We'll go all will continue in perpetuity.
Can't stop, won't
Until
stop.
Bitcoin, baby.
Wow.
What about when all the Bitcoin is mined? That's already out there.
Well, that's what we're saying. Like, and how do they know how much is there? They say, well, it's a supply and demand thing. It's like, okay, business 101. Who knows what the supply is, though? You know, who knows what the.
And what about the people that like died? Oh, this guy died and he lost his password and he has $480 million worth of Bitcoin. Like, there's people like that.
Yeah, they're key. We hope everybody makes a lot of money on it.
Yep. Good luck.
Bitcoiners.
Rough weekend for a lot of people. Though.
Oh yeah.
I don't wish that upon anybody, but also I've been asking the question from the beginning: who controls when it goes up and down? And they all had the answers all the time, and then. I don't think they do. No, I don't think they do. Just like I'm too dumb to understand it. I apologize. But it also keeps me out of situations like this weekend where your money goes to less than zero and you didn't even get to enjoy it. You know, that happens to a lot of people in stock market as well. Their money goes from, I worked my ass off to make all this money. Now I'm going to make my money make money. Yeah, that's what everybody tells me is smart to do. So I'm investing in, sorry, we couldn't expect that to come out of nowhere. All your money's gone, didn't even get to enjoy it. Now, I am reckless and irresponsible is what I'm told, but also I think it's reckless and irresponsible to not enjoy the money that you worked your ass off for. But I understand future money is going to be great too. I understand that. So respect to you all.
Everyone's got their own path. Everyone's does their own thing, and who cares? Like, who cares what somebody else does with their money?
Well, I care because everybody tells me I'm reckless, irresponsible, and I have no idea what I'm doing. And
I'm telling them. Why do they care what you do?
Well, I say that all the time, and then I just say, like, I'm too dumb to understand. I apologize. So I'm just going to go buy, 2 dozen cookies from this fucking cookie shop right down the street from mine.
Oh.
They stopped making chocolate chip cookies.
Oh, no. What? Excuse me?
I used to DoorDash at least a dozen of them every single weekend. They Pat M on the thing, DoorDash. Now they don't even have chocolate chip cookies anymore. Oh. They had the best cookies I've ever had in my entire life. Now my last weekend of going to town on myself and eating whatever was this past weekend. No chocolate chip cookies even available.
What the hell is that about?
I don't know. I almost hopped on my bike, rode to the store, and said, "What the fuck are you guys doing?" But I have the utmost respect for them, man. I was too tired to do more exercise.
This was the last weekend you were going to town on yourself?
Yeah. I had P.F. Chang's for dinner last night.
Oh, did you get Chang spicy chicken?
Absolutely. You know it, pal.
Shrimp fried rice.
Shrimp fried rice, absolutely. There was the, what's the thing beforehand? The,
appetizer?
Yeah, but dumplings.
Oh, delicious.
Oh.
Love dumplings.
Had a couple sandwiches. The wife made a bunch of food.
Hot and sour soup, don't they have there?
Oh.
It's pretty legit.
I'm not doing that anymore. I'm keto.
Steamed or fried dumplings?
Steamed.
Nice.
The reason why I'm dieting is because how in shape everybody's going to be at Tahoe with the fucking polos tucked in.
Yeah.
I can't just be a slob.
Oh, I think you'll be fine. You'll be great.
Yeah, I'll slob up, and then you can be yoked.
Yeah, but you're a caddy. You're expected to be a little slob.
Okay.
I don't think you should worry too much about that. You'll be all right.
Am I wearing tank top out there? Will they let me wear pants in a tank?
I'm sure. Yeah, all they say is you got to wear pants. They don't say you can't wear a tank.
Oh. Maybe we dive back into P.F. Chang's tonight. Yeah. I need to do it. The body needs to be a little bit more healthy. Chris Mad Dog Russo is on the other side of this 6-minute break for you SiriusXM listeners. Future of us in SiriusXM. Very, very massive question mark.
Oh.
Sources say. Very massive question mark. But it is an absolute honor to say in 6 minutes, a man who will be in the Hall of Fame of all the Hall of Fames of sports radio will be blasting into a microphone into your ears in much better fashion than we have had. See you in 21 hours.
3-for-3 day right there.
Yeah.
Becoming a pro.
Yeah, hop back.
Mad Dog's got to be in multiple Hall of Fames.
Yeah, every Hall of Fame about voices and microphones, I assume he's in.
Did he win the Heisman
What's that?
of radio or no?
I don't know. I think that was fake.
What? What do you mean? What do you mean fake?
What are you?
What's that?
What are you talking about?
What?
Yeah. Looking back on it, feels like it was one big marketing ploy. Wasn't
It
No.
was a crystal trophy.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Like the national championship ball.
it?
The guy's face on
But
it.
then they sold tickets to the thing.
Yeah.
And probably made that crystal ball ticket money back quickly.
Francesa was there, though.
That's true.
Yeah, the Pope.
Those
Yeah,
guys don't
it
care
has to
about
be real.
that, though. They all only care about being number one in the ratings at the fan.
Hey, he's still going
29
strong,
years
right?
in a row.
Oh,
Is Francesa, and he's still broadcasting?
He retired,
He's
didn't
got
he?
a podcast now.
Oh, he does it?
Yeah, not on the Mike's On app, his own network, but he's got a podcast now. I think with Bobby Valentine.
Really?
Yeah, former GM of the Mets.
So he's not on his own platform anymore?
I don't think so.
People are on that platform, though.
I don't believe so. I think
the platform is done.
I think they kind of.
Moment of silence for
He's
Mike's
still got
on.
his racehorse, though.
What was it called? Mike's on?
Mike's on.
It's good.
It's dead. We're having a moment of silence for it right now. Diggs. Ty, got anything to say about it?
I think he's doing okay because, listen, I got a lot of money for the new podcast, okay? A laughable amount of money.
Mike's on was my introduction to the sports boat.
Yeah.
That was the first time I'd ever heard of him.
Mm-hmm.
Came and ended.
Man.
So damn quick.
What a bummer.
Moments passed. Congrats, sports boat.
Attaboy, sports boat.
Let's answer some phone calls and get the fuck out of here. Let's go to Ed in Pennsylvania. What's going on, Ed? All right, Ed.
Hey, hello.
Hey, Ed. What's going on, Ed?
Give him like a half a second.
How you doing? Keep it moving.
Had a baby, Ed. Had a baby. What part of Pennsylvania are you in?
Harrisburg.
Oh, okay.
Is that a
close to Hershey?
Yeah.
It's capital.
It's
it a
like 20 minutes.
I've never been, I don't think.
Yeah,
it was
it's
nice.
kind of a
I stayed there.
Did you? What for?
Yeah,
Big
Hershey's
33.
nice, but Harrisburg's a dump.
Oh.
It was nice.
Nice. Shout out to Harrisburg. All right, the capital. People get that wrong all the time. Capital of Pennsylvania. Philadelphia. Nope. Pittsburgh. Nope.
Gettysburg.
Hershey? No. Yeah. Harrisburg. What an answer. And what other states have the stupid capitals? There's
Illinois.
New York.
Champaign, right?
Springfield, I think.
It is Springfield, yes.
Yeah.
Would have never got
Home of
that.
Abraham Lincoln.
Alberta.
Hey, there was a song that people were taught in elementary school about the states and the capitals. We didn't have that at our school. What's that all about?
No, just fucking use your brain and memorize it. There's a fucking song for it.
It's a good answer.
Ohio's got a pretty stupid capital.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Akron?
Nope.
Columbus?
Yeah.
Cuyahoga
Right in the
Falls.
heart.
That feels like the right move then. I would have guessed Columbus because it is right in the middle of the state, but you calling it stupid made me go right to Akron.
Drove through there yesterday. They finally got their 8-year construction done. It was actually very nice.
Came straight through.
Yeah.
Because normally you had to get cut down a
It
lane
was
out of
all-
nowhere.
yeah, it was-
Hey, congrats,
Wow.
Columbus. NIL deals, construction wrapping up. It's on the up and up. The capital of OH.
I don't think construction ever wraps up.
No, he had the eye on that one at least.
Close. 1-0. What do you want to talk about, Harrisburg native Ed?
Hey, so shout out the PMS store. I bought a couple shirts and a Baby Duke, and I already got it, and I ordered it a week ago. So shout out the store.
Hey! Shout out CFO Phil over there at the store. Making things happen. We appreciate them. Now, we got an order to the office that was something that we don't even offer in the store after they ordered from the store. But, I mean, that's going to happen every once in a while.
Yeah. Good to know it's operating at peak performance right now.
That's right. Way to go.
Yeah, how about it? You said it was.
Did I?
Yeah, you said they got it cleaned up last week, I think you said.
Well, CFO Phil was working in there, cleaning it up and to make it work and all that stuff. We got a,
Hey, can you ask Billy?
a
Hey,
Velcro hat, though, that
Yeah.
we could not sell that showed up. What's that, AJ?
wait, you got a hat from the website that you don't sell?
Yeah. Every once in a while, we'll just do a cold order here at the office of the store just to see how the store's operating. And I think it's gone 1 for 7, maybe, us ordering from the store. So that might be why I'm so low on the store. So it's great to hear Ed in Pennsylvania say, hey, no problem, gone in less than a week. That's great news.
Yeah. Hey, here we go.
Way to go, store. Way to go,
Hey, my shirts that I ordered came in. I got like 5 of them, I believe. They came in probably within a week.
Let's go. That's good
about it.
news over there at the wall.
fast.
Huh? That is. That's fantastic. What were you going to say about Bill? You wanted a question for...
I want to see if I might need to send Bill a few bucks. I think I'm about to open up my own site with a store selling baby belts. I think there's a big market for that, honestly.
What the fuck would Bill do?
What?
Bill would set it up for me and do it all for me.
Oh, Bill does YouTube. That doesn't mean he just builds websites for...
Bill can do anything.
Well, I concur. But right now, he is in a... He's
coded.
Yeah.
He is in a rhythm here with YouTube. He's already plugged all... He's like a Neuralink, like Tom Pelissero, right into YouTube. But if you need some... what is it? IX? No.
IUIX.
IX for
Yeah.
your store. I think we can make it... UI, there it is. Of course. Graphic designers, pal. We got them.
Hell yeah.
Because I believe the baby belts are... I mean, these things are amazing.
It's a nice one.
Is that what GoDaddy.com's for?
To create a website?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then
No, it's to claim your website, isn't it?
They give you an engine to make it online. It's very limited what you can do, though.
They give you the tools to be your own boss.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. But also buy the website, too. They do that for you, I think.
Mhm.
The thing about the internet, though, is people just bought up all the names. So even if it's your own idea, you're going to have to buy that from somebody else. And GoDaddy helps negotiate that entire process, I do believe, as well.
Okay.
Yeah, assholes are going to take advantage of a situation.
Of course.
Whenever they can.
Patent for sure.
I had somebody that took patmcafee.com, and they were like, well, you can obviously make a deal. And I was like, nah, fuck you. Yeah. Not going to do it. It'll be patmcafeeshow.com, I guess.
Sure.
See you later. See you later, pal. Don't be holding it over my head. You thought you got me. You did not. Ain't that right?
So does somebody else have patmcafee.com still?
I think it's inactive, but yeah, somebody had it there for a bit. Somebody that I know bought it from the person who had it though and was trying to get it to me, and I was stubborn. I was like, nah, don't want it.
Too late.
Sorry about it. Sorry.
Wait, were they trying to give it to you?
Yeah, but it was going to be a whole thing, you know?
Okay.
And I didn't want to do the whole thing, so reimburse person for it, and then I think we just kept it. It just sat there.
Yeah, it worked out.
That person who stole it from the beginning still alive. I don't want them to see, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want them to think that, I don't want them to benefit off anything we've ever done.
Fair.
Yeah. No point.
Which takes me back to Ant Slant. Let's go to the phones. Let's go to RJ in Wyoming. RJ, what's going on? The Cowboys up there roaming wild.
Yes, sir. Go Pokes.
Go Pokes.
Go Pokes.
Go Pokes.
Hey,
Oklahoma
Pat,
State.
so just want to let you know, not a question, just kind of telling you a little story. Yesterday, I took the nephew to, what is it, Summer Stunner in Billings up in Montana.
Summer Stunner.
And that bum-looking, he walked out of the arena, walked up to the ring. I was like, all right, who's this guy? He looks really familiar. Looking at him, and it was Austin Theory. I was like, oh, I recognize the face. All right. So I got my buddy and his kid and then my nephew, and we all started chanting, Pat McAfee owns you.
Oh, nice.
And I even got it up on my phone, put it on my little Snapchat, got the letters big, raised it up to him. I don't want to be that guy that's like, oh, he saw me in the crowd, but I definitely think he saw the sign.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was really cool, and I just wanted to let you know.
Hey, I appreciate you and the boys over there, RJ.
Hell yeah.
Letting him know he's a piece of shit, piece of trash. He's a United States champion, though, so.
He is.
Let's make sure we respect him.
Still.
Oh, yeah.
What do you mean still? He's only getting better and better.
His arms are only getting bigger, too.
Bigger and bigger.
See what happens tonight, though.
Lost the flex off.
Tonight.
Oh,
hey,
action
Elias
packed.
is back tonight.
With Ezekiel?
Yeah.
We don't know.
Ezekiel's little brother.
We don't know.
Together. That should be awesome.
Yeah.
We don't know if they're together.
We don't.
Hopefully.
Why wouldn't they be, though?
They should be.
I don't know.
Look, they're together here.
Well, that's a photo.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah, so
What are
that's
you-
like
what are you
promoting,
trying-
hey, these guys, tag team, let's do it.
Concert of a lifetime. Let's go.
Thank God. Think about WWE stands for that first Walk with Elias.
Yeah.
He's going to be so loud.
Yeah.
Oh, my. It's going to be great to have Elias back, isn't it, AJ?
It is. So Raw is on USA, SmackDown is on Fox.
Correct.
Interesting how they work all that out.
And premium live events are on Peacock.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nuts.
USA, obviously owned by the Peacock folks, though. So that's
Yeah,
much more aligned than Fox, which is Friday Night SmackDown only. You know what I mean, AJ?
Yeah, man, I'm curious to see how this goes tonight on 8/7 Central on USA Network. How they're going to work this out if both brothers are in the ring together, if they play a concert together. Maybe they fight each other. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. Man, it's Monday Night Raw, 8/7 Central on USA Network, AJ, isn't it? Just an ad read for Monday Night Raw.
Unreal.
That's awesome. All right, let's get out of here. Hammer
Bring Bob
Dahn.
Backward back.
What's that, Pep? He can still go.
Dongo's killing it, by the way.
Absolutely. Always will. I think I retired him.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I think Meek.
Dongo retires when he wants to retire.
All right.
Fair.
Absolutely fair. I did see him. He was wrestling, I believe, last weekend or 2 weekends ago.
I mean, when is he not?
Yeah, I agree. Dongo's always going, isn't he?
I mean, I heard he already made $500 million flipping houses.
Damn.
Guy's a contractor like Jesus Christ.
Beast.
Better than Jesus Christ, though.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
What?
As a contractor.
As a contractor.
Oh.
Have you heard of anything that Jesus Christ created in the contracting world?
No.
Actually, no.
You don't have like a Jesus Christ shelf,
No.
a Jesus Christ,
No.
anything.
He was a carpenter.
What do you invite?
Well, yeah, he built stuff.
Christmas
Oh.
tree?
What do you think a carpenter is?
I honestly don't know. Now that
Oh my!
What's the difference between a carpenter and a contractor then?
Oh, let's get out of here.
Congrats, Foxy. You just moved up the blue collar rankings in the office.
All right, we're out of here. Hammered Dahn will be on in 10, 15 minutes at youtube.com/Hammered Dahn. You thought he did carpet?
Yeah, like he was laying rug.
There's an N in there. There's an N in there.
Oh, okay.
You thought Jesus was doing carpet?
Yeah, back in the day they had it.
Laying
Wearing those
rugs all
clogs
over
on his knees
Bethlehem.
and striking corners.
Yeah.
Fucking fire.
Yeah, common misconception.
Yeah,
it is.
Jesus is down there pulling it clean.
Yep. Fucking get in there.
Cat's
Gotta
down
get these
there.
seams right.
Joe showing him the way.
Rolling. That's right. That's what he did.
Yeah.
All right, there's nothing better for this show. Sorry, Tyler in Kansas and Garrett Wilson in Saskatoon, Canada, actually.
Hey.
Saskatoon.
Garrett Wilson in Saskatoon. What's going on, Paul?
Yo, what up? Thanks for having me on the show, guys.
Hey, no problem there. Thanks for calling in,
Just wanted, just wanted a little feel-good moment here, man. Been a Jets fan for 15 years. They drafted Garrett Wilson this year. Come on. Dreams come true, boys.
Super Bowl.
Hey, that's good news. He had no idea about the
Super Bowl. No worries, right?
Yeah, he didn't know about the
I don't know
rookie
if it's
dinner.
a little
Jets fucking blow.
Oh, man, that rookie dinner. Ooh. Add me to the list, boys. Come on.
Hey, let's go,
on,
boys. Hey. His name's Garrett Wilson. Drafted a Garrett Wilson.
Oh,
That's why he's pumped. I think
it seemed like that.
he missed that whenever he was delivering his line, but I think he was just assuming that we would obviously put that together. And we did. Attaboy. Hey, thank you for the call, Garrett.
Thanks, Garrett.
Bet your rookie dinner in the CFL's a couple loonies and toonies.
Yeah.
How about the USFL?
Wow.
I seen a punt this weekend from a guy named Brock Miller.
Okay.
Won 75 yards or 85 yards.
Yeah, that was a bomb.
Out of
Back
the
in the
end zone.
end zone.
85.
Bomb.
Yeah.
Absolutely murdered.
I think playoffs start next week, maybe.
No, this is the last weekend.
Yeah, then they got playoffs.
They're doing playoffs? I thought it was a
sure.
round robin the entire season.
Yeah, and then they go to Canton, I believe, for the playoffs. I could be wrong.
Michael Cole read on Friday night, the last weekend of the USFL, and I said, already?
No.
Yeah, because, it is a Fox product, so
Yeah, of course.
I don't want to bury it. But Brock Miller stole the weekend with a fucking bomb. How you doing? Keep it moving. There's 24 people live that saw it, but I think a couple 100,000 people saw it on the internet, and that's good. Hopefully some of these guys get an opportunity to get a job, right? That's the whole goal of this spring league?
Yeah, hopefully some of them. Some of them definitely will get into a camp. Yeah, hopefully some of them make the team and actually make an impact, and then we can talk about, oh, hey, this dude was just in the USFL a couple months ago.
How many guys out of the XFL? That would be a number.
Heineke, Teamu.
Yeah, but number-wise, is it
Like of all time?
4? Is it 10? Is
You
it
hate me?
15? Yeah, that's way back.
Yeah.
Talking about the most recent XFL.
The most recent one, how many games did they play?
Less than 10.
4? 5?
It was, very few.
And then COVID hit the nacho stand in Seattle Dragons.
That's right. It was only quarterbacks, right?
Yeah, he was just those.
No,
They
because
were,
there was that one DB from West Virginia. I think he.
Heading into the final weekend of the regular season, there were 15 players who played in the XFL in 2020 that were on active NFL rosters.
Okay, 15.
That's awesome.
3 more on injury reserve.
18.
There you go.
18. There we
pretty
go.
good.
18 out of the whole league. The XFL had a lot more success than the USFL did, I believe. So maybe another 15, 20 guys get an opportunity to live their NFL dreams and life and continue to play football for a profession. So maybe USFL doing good stuff.
USFL.
Is that right, AJ?
Doing great stuff. Hey, more football is always good, I think.
Hell yeah.
I'm not saying I've watched any, but I'm just saying more football is good.
Concur. It's better than watching nothing.
Boom.
And when there's nothing else on TV, USFL's on, we'll watch because the sport of football is so
Hell
damn
yeah.
good. So thank you for your service in the heat of Birmingham, Alabama, playing all the footballs so that maybe one day you could get into the NFL. And we can't wait for the playoffs in Canton, Ohio.
June
Hell yeah.
25th is when they start.
Let's go over there in Ohio. Hey, Ohio will show up for the Birmingham Boilers, right?
Oh yeah.
No question. Yeah, they'll be there. What's it seat? 80,000?
Okay.
Canton's like 30, I think, isn't it? Actually.
Get on
High
those
school.
teams.
Yeah, they play high school there. It's
20
like, yeah,
maybe?
30,
Were
40.
you being facetious?
What?
That
Fawcett
80,000.
Stadium. It's a high school stadium.
No, but that 80,000 comment, what was that?
Oh, no. I mean, what is it, 30?
Okay.
Are you going?
When is it again?
June 25th.
25th.
Oh, that's coming up. That's right around the corner.
Right around the
Yeah.
corner. Need 23,000 people to go watch that. That's how many
go.
seats are in Canton. Just found
I
out
might.
through the year. Huh?
General Bob might be going. Maybe I'll hitch a ride.
That guy's boozing every weekend.
Yeah.
He is everywhere. I've never seen. How old is he? 40 what?
He's 38. He'll be 39 soon.
38, completely yoked, like 4% body fat, boozing every weekend.
Yeah.
He is an anomaly, that guy. He's unbelievable. I'm living vicariously through him some of these days.
No, he is awesome. I saw Bob a few days ago. Yeah, he's the man.
Yeah, that was probably day 3 of him going. He is a nonstop. His engine and competitive stamina when it comes to good times is untouchable, I believe, AJ.
He actually, real quick, before I know we're getting out of here, I got to take off. I'm not going to be here tomorrow. Bob kills me. We met him for a quick dinner basically. And before, Bob had some weird, order some specialty drink that they have on the menu that, I got to try this, of course. And then there's a guy comes back, do you want another one? He's like, give me a Sauvignon Blanc. And he orders that. And I was like, what? What are you doing, Bob? And then he goes through the different kinds. I'm like, what's next? Pinot Noir? And then you're going to go to Bailey? He doesn't care about anything. He wants to mix all of those booze together in his stomach and feel great about it.
I don't know how he doesn't get terrible hangovers and how his hangovers haven't stopped him from continuing to drink. But I think his perseverance is one that all of us say, good on you, Bob. Good on you, Bob. Hammer Downs in 10-15 minutes. We'll be back tomorrow with a much better show. The guest tomorrow.
Stacked to the brim.
Thank you to Shams for stopping by. D-Butt, Josina, AJ, all the boys in the back. Great show. See you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.